All right, folks, here we are at Trojan Field for a big district contest against Academy. So me and Brett's been up here just talking between ourselves for about 30 minutes. I mean, the anticipation of a big rivalry game like that. Like I say, we had one of those game 3 of the season when we hosted Rogers. And like I say, I guarantee you, Rogers played their best game of the year against us. I mean, it's just what happens when you get two teams that have such a storied tradition. But we got a perfect night, a little bit on the warm side, but hey, you can't complain. But anyway, Brett, what is your insight for tonight's game?
Well, warm side considering it's late October, but I mean it's not bad. And there is a little bit of a breeze, but it's not going to affect passing or kicking or anything. So yeah, no, I mean this is the halfway mark of district. We are in game 3 of a 5-game district because remember we had Lorena jump out of district, so there's only 6 teams total, so 5 games. We get 3 of those at home, so this is the midway mark in a lot of different ways. This is our second to last home game of the year. Our next home game will be 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be senior night, and it'll be after daylight savings also, so it'll be dark by then, but it's already dark now. The lights are already on. The first home game, if we turned on early, we didn't have the lights on yet.
Yes.
So we're already seeing that change. But what we haven't seen change all year long is the product that's on the field, and that's on both sides of the ball. It's in all phases of the game, special teams too. And that was showcased last week. You talked about how tonight is another rivalry, so Academy has certainly come here with winning in their mind. But I will say the one thing that's a little bit different in terms of kind of where we were last year at this time to this year is we're playing a much more meaningful game, game 8 of the season. And I just want to go back in the past just for a little bit to relive non-district. Non-district has prepared us for the district gauntlet, and it is still a gauntlet. It doesn't matter if these teams on average aren't as strong as they were last year. You still had Franklin, who was here 2 weeks ago. They were in the title game last year. We played a really good Cameron team last week on the road and spotted them 10 points.
A healthy Cameron
team that just got their quarterback back. So I think tonight what we're going to see is probably the best 1-6 team possibly in the state of Texas. And at this point in the season, everybody has injuries they're dealing with. Everybody has kind of new personnel that they're trying to work in. But cry me a little river. Like, that's what I would say, because every single team, coaching staff, player personnel is having to deal with that in some capacity. So yeah, it's gonna be fun tonight. Going back to non-district though, our last non-district tune-up before coming back here for Franklin was Maypearl. That win is aging very, very well. We slipped a little bit from 10 to 13 in the state rankings. Maypearl has jumped all the way up from last week 25 up to 15 after beating a Whitney team last week that started out top 10 preseason. Maypearl's a really good team, and it's worth noting that we went to their place on homecoming, spotted them 14 points, and came back and won that game somewhat decisively. I think if you looked back at that, and if we were to be on a lie detector, I don't think we were white-knuckling it too bad. We were down 14, but we knew that the boys had it in them to be able to come back. I mean, we know the firepower the offense brings, and I think special teams is always a wild card, and then defense has really showed up all year, and last week tackling some of that speed in space was really kind of showcasing the speed and the personnel that we have on defense. So yeah, at this point in the season, I don't think as fans and as commentators tonight, we're not going to see anything really new. But old is fine with me because what they've done all season long has been fun to watch. and we always seem to be, we talked about the speed Cameron had last week, we always seem to be the fastest team when we step on the field, but we're not just boat racing, folks. Like, we have a really balanced attack. You see us giving the ball to Lucky a lot. I think we're going to see more of that tonight.
I do too.
But yeah, I think from what I could tell in pregame, it looks like we're gonna come out firing on all cylinders, because we know what's in front of us here. Like, just as we didn't want to go 0-2 to start out district play last week, 3 games into district, we don't want to have a losing record. And our coaches know that, our players know that, but Academy knows it too. And I would, that's the one thing that I would just, I'm cautioning myself watching this is, it doesn't matter what the first quarter looks like, we're going to probably take Academy's best blow, and we just need to be ready for it. But what I would love to see, and what I really think we're going to see tonight, is a really clean game from our boys, really polished game, hopefully just fewer penalties and just better execution on both sides of the ball, and just having us fly around. I think we saw that last week in a tough atmosphere, because you come off that Franklin game, you're playing, that was a top 10 matchup. It's easy to get up for that game, especially being 5-0 going into it. But we were up for that game last week. We talked about it a little bit. It was one of those business trips. I feel like tonight's not as much business trip. This feels like overtime, but it's like the overtime shift you sign up for. Like, you're like, I'll take this Saturday. And I feel like that's what our boys have come in. It's just so cool watching them walk out over the track, kind of with their shoulder pads, like holding them like briefcases, just walking out onto the field. Like, there's business to be taken care of tonight. And I think our boys know that, our coaches know that, and I think we're going to see us come out of the gates pretty fiery.
Okay, one other thing. I think it's been since about game 3 or 4 of the season, but we started out the season like special team touchdowns, defensive touchdowns. And it sort of, calmed down. And, wow, last week we had a pick 6 and a kickoff return. It was nice to see that back in the game plan. Of course, that isn't the game plan, but in a way it is. The coaches get you in a position to be like that.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that again.
Yeah. All 5 of our touchdowns, we can revisit them really quick. We had kind of a blown coverage by Cameron. Cohen backpedals into the end zone on a long 73-yard touchdown pass. Then we have the kickoff return that really kind of changed the tides of the game there in the third quarter. We talked about how low scoring it was in the first quarter, and then we had like 4 touchdowns in the first 3 minutes of the third. Then we have Calhoun's interception that sets up a really great 27-yard pass and catch to Cohen Ketchum, and a decisive catch and break of a tackle to, all of that was kind of yards after catch for most of that. Then you have Wesley Hill's hitch and go and just leaving people in the dust, turning on turbo, and then a pick 6 by McKissick, his second of the year. So it was a very balanced scoring. Yeah, yes. Cohen had 3 touchdowns, but it was balanced in the sense that you had special teams defense represented within that. But yeah, it was really good, and we were talking about this earlier too in terms of just like football analysis of where we are in the season. Last year, we lost some close games. We went up and we played that game past midnight up in Lorena. We were up 2 scores on Lorena. Lorena won district last year. We were up on them 14-0. We were in this Academy game last year. We were in the Rockdale game. We had a 27-3 lead there. And I think that's the hard thing that just as football fans you have to accept with the boys that you know and love, and you want to see them have success on the field and ultimately win games. First, you go from losing badly to losing closely. Then you go from losing closely to winning closely. Then you build a culture and you go from winning closely to blowing people out. The hardest of those to transition from is from losing closely to winning closely. And that's what we're doing this year. And even though some of the scores may not indicate that they're close, last week was a close game. Maypearl was a close game. Hillsboro was a close game. Rogers was a close game. I would argue last week was one of those that just knowing everything that was riding on it, the potential to go 0-2 in district, spotting them 10 on the road, with some players that weren't taking as many snaps as usual. It was a lot. And our boys just had the resolve. Our coaching staff so calm and collected. And we just go out there, and we talked about this before. Halftime adjustments by this coaching staff this year are unreal. Like, you are not supposed to be able to make at this level with young 16, 17, 18-year-olds that sort of adjustment that you get them not only to like buy into sometimes, but to have just the focused mentality going out to just executing in the third quarters. We've owned the third quarter. We owned the third quarter against Franklin 2 weeks ago here. So that's the one thing that's been really cool to watch this year, is just watching us go and try to win every snap, every possession, every quarter, every game. And we see that culminating in overall wins. We come into this game 6-1. We have a chance to go 7-1 tonight. And we should win out in district. And I say we should because, again, like we saw what Rogers did here for the first home game of the season after we had gone on the road and beat 2 4A schools. We have a smaller 3A Division II school come in here with a losing record at the time and give us all that we wanted. And it took our offense scoring on every possession that game. I think we're going to see a similar mentality by Academy tonight, which is why I want to see our defense really step up, get some 3-and-outs early on, because games are always close in the first quarter. Can you put a game away against a team potentially like this in the first quarter? We're going to find out tonight.
Okay, in a few minutes, we're going to be taking a break to recognize some of our sponsors that make the broadcast possible. But just a quick shout out. Tuesday night, Trojan Volleyball went on the road, took a huge, intense, electrifying, there's so many adjectives you could use to describe it, but they took a 5-set victory over Clifton. Fell behind early 2-0, and Clifton pretty much controlled those sets. But, I mean, the Trojanettes said, we want second place. They found a way. They came out and won a decisive set 3, then pulled off a close set 4, and then basically got an early lead in set 5, kept Clifton, at a good distance and put it away 15-9. So shout out to them, and they went on the road tonight and beat Whitney in 4 sets. So that means we will be second seed out of District 17 3A come playoff time. And I believe they'll close out their season Tuesday at home against McGregor. So if you can make it out Tuesday night to Troy High School, varsity will get started probably about 6:15. We'll have the JVA and JVB playing in the 2 gyms at 5, if you can get out and support them as well. But we'll be up here to bring you the last regular season game for Trojanet Volleyball before they head to the playoffs. Also, another thing, last night, we want to talk about a nice night for a Thursday night of football with the Trojans. The 7-8 combined lost a close game, but the 7A won 18-12 over Academy. 8A won 32-0 over Academy. Academy did not have a freshman team, so we went down to Austin with our freshmen and played Austin Regents. Normally a pretty good school and getting better every year. Our freshmen won 34-28, and then our JV made the trip down to Academy and came away, must have been one heck of a game, but they came out with victory 15-14. So that just what I want to talk with Brett about again. Y'all hear us, y'all might get tired of it, but we've always talked about you got to build the culture. That isn't just at the varsity level, that's talking about at the junior high level. So what does that mean last night, Brett?
So I wasn't even aware of all those scores, so I always learn something when I get here on Fridays. It's important to look up at the end of the game and know that your hard work has produced the result you wanted. Outcomes matter. That's the thing that I love that sports teaches you.
Like to welcome our next generation.
And this is part of it too. We have the little Trojanettes running through the tunnel out onto the field. It's what I love about small towns, but it's also part and parcel to culture.
Exactly.
And having fun, and as you get older, it's not just about running onto the field. It's about
It's
the
sponsored
scoreboard.
by
The scoreboard does
Majestic
matter,
Homes
and part of it
and
is
the
just
Pit
knowing
Stop.
you've put
We would
forth
like
your
to
best
thank
effort.
Matt,
I'll
Hyde,
speak just because I'm
Thrasher,
partial and I
Heath,
know a
and
lot of the
Dodd,
8th graders.
who sponsors
This
the
8th
Play
grade
Clock.
team this year
The tunnel
has only
is
lost one game,
provided by
lost
the
to Franklin.
Troy Athletic Booster Club.
They have improved so much year over year, and that speaks to just kind of the trickle-down effect of just what you're seeing at the high school level, the intensity and the composure and the focus that the varsity is playing with. Everybody wants to emulate that. And like, imitation is the highest form of flattery, and that's like what I imagine a lot of times these junior high teams do. You see a lot of the players in junior high up here on Fridays watching the games. They're picturing themselves out there someday, and so the product that we're putting on the field this year is even stronger in terms of like just building that culture, because that's what they want to emulate, is a really good product, not just a certain player on the field.
Yes.
We have winning players on the field this year. Not that we didn't have them in the past, but we have the scoreboard to match it this year. And that goes a long way in sports and football and life.
Exactly. And you talked about 8th grade, only one loss. That's another thing. I know the JV, they moved their record to 7-1, and I believe the freshman record now is 6-2. So, like you say, it isn't just the Friday night results. We're seeing it on the Thursday nights too. But folks, we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff, so we're going to go on and get some of our sponsors on here, and we will be back for both school songs in the national anthem.
Count on 40 years of heating and cooling expertise with Randolph Heating and Air. Upgrade to a more efficient system to improve your home's value. You can depend on our team to provide you with a complete inspection of your system, including your ductwork, and give you a free estimate on new systems. We are an authorized dealer for Goodman, Amana, Heil, and Tempstar. You'll get fast service, even same-day service when you need it. Trust us. We guarantee your satisfaction. Call now.
Now, the Mighty Trojan Marching Band and the Troy School Song. Please be seated. The national anthem will be played when both teams return to the field.
Both teams come onto the field. And here comes the Trojans.
We would like to recognize our talented chain crew.
All right, we're
and
going to be
down
waiting
box
for
operator.
Academy to come
They've
to the
spent
field.
hours in anticipation of
Any last
and even a
comments
little while
before
in
the game, Brett?
preparation for
So
this
I've been
very
thinking about
evening.
this too. Last thing I
They
want to
with
say is
valor,
just
honor, and
I want to make sure that,
dedication,
and I'm
hold
saying
the
this to
chain
myself,
and plant
that we're
the
not taking
down
this
box
for granted this
indicator
season because
with
this is
flawless
such an amazing
accuracy
turnaround.
after each
The
and
boys
every
have
play.
obviously worked so
I give
hard in
you
the off
Daniel
season
Kent,
and throughout
Jimmy
the
Lewis,
season
Richard
just
Eichel,
to
Stephen
give
Taylor,
this to us
and
as
Michael
fans.
Lewis. We
So
would like to
win or
say
lose
a
tonight,
special thank
hopefully
you
it's the
to
former, and I
Richard
think it will be.
Eichel. He will be
I'm just going to have fun
retiring
tonight,
after
and I'm going to try not to be
this
too
game
loud on some of the
after
touchdown
working
calls.
the chain for 23
But that's
years.
what this team does. Is
Thank
this
you,
team
Richard,
excites
for your
you,
dedication
and
to Trojan
it's giving so
football.
much back to the town, the community, the school, and that's why I love this team.
Oh, you touched on
There are
something
several
I've noticed
people
this
in the
year.
upper level of
Have
the
you
press
noticed
box that
the
work
energy
throughout
in the
game
crowd?
to enhance your
I mean, of
enjoyment.
course, you know,
They're
when you're
never
winning,
seen
you're going
or
to have
heard,
that.
Yeah.
But without
But
them, things would not be the same.
the fan
Dennis
base
Smith
is very
operates the game
knowledgeable.
clock.
Yeah.
Vance
I
Kemp
mean,
operates
and
the
that's
play
the thing
clock.
that gets me.
Scott
And
Taylor
I mean,
Rawls is in
I
charge
remember
of
the
scoreboard
Rogers
data.
game.
Jamie Boyd
We came
provides
out our first
defensive
offensive
spotting,
play after a
and
nice
Jane
kick
Thigpen-
return.
Jane Thigpen is
Double
our
reverse,
statistician.
flea flicker,
Thank
and I
you,
mean
ladies
the
and
crowd
gentlemen, for
erupted.
your
I mean,
Yeah.
I love seeing
of
that
Trojan
energy in the
football.
stands.
Yeah. There's a crescendo of sound in the stands as a play's developing on a long play, and it's just so cool to watch. And then it's also, you know how our fans panic when we're behind? No, they don't. They don't panic. Like, that's also what's so cool is like there's a calm and collective sense in the stands based on just what we see on the sidelines. So we celebrate with them. We stand firm and undaunted with them. But all the while, we're under the Friday night lights. It's not too terribly hot. It is.
I'll take
it's
it.
what you live for. It's love doing this.
And like I say, we mentioned it also before this year. This team is so fun to watch. So anyway, here comes Academy onto the field.
Hoping that's the last time we hear that horn tonight.
Oh, well, I was saying one more time when they come out for halftime.
Well,
that'll
yes,
be fine.
yes. I will say this, just as possibly a goal, because the defense continues to get better. Last week, I felt like the takeaway for me was just tackling in space. We talked about Dalton specifically and how he was able to break down, because Cameron was fast.
Yes.
We've not shut out a team this year. The lowest we've kept anyone has been 17 points, and it was last week at Cameron. So we're, from a defensive standpoint, too, in terms of stops, it's hard to get stops on anybody in high school football. Like, it's hard to get stops. Being able to maybe duck that 17 number, I think, is kind of like, well, that's one of the hopes I have in mind tonight.
Oh, well,
and I think we're certainly capable of it. Hey, how's it going? Oh, awesome.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes.
You doing that?
Yes.
So anyway, there was one of our sponsors. He just came up to give us a thank you and everything. So Kevin Jarlick with Jarlick Homes.
Please rise to recognize the men and women that keep it the land of the free and the home of the brave, the mighty Trojan Band under the direction of Mr. Rustin Honeycutt and our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated now. The flag at the north end of the field was raised by members of the Troy FFA. They are Aiden Zaragoza and Cadence Sin. The coin toss will be conducted at midfield at this point.
So anyway, the captain's going to the middle of the field. For Troy, it looks like it's going to be Brett. I'm sorry, I can't read some of these numbers. These jerseys are hard. Who do you got?
I see we got Tuck, McMurtry, Smith, and 5'8".
Because 8s and 0s and all that seem to run together with these gray numbers. Is it Calhoun?
Yeah, so it's Calhoun out there. Calhoun, McMurtry, Smith, and Tuck. Yeah, these gray or silver on maroon. It's a little hard to read. Oh, actually, that's 60. That's MacGyver out there.
MacGyver. Okay.
Yep.
Option to the second half. Academy will receive at the north end of the field.
Yeah, because I see the other ones over here.
Sorry.
So Troy set to receive.
Academy
won the toss and deferred to the
Troy
second
will
half.
receive at
So
the south end of the field.
here we go. And we talked about it multiple times. This kickoff return unit is one of the most dangerous ones. We saw it even last week where Cameron possibly had the best kicker we played
Trojan
in
fans,
terms of placement,
are you
distance,
ready for some football?
everything, angles. There was no safe place to kick it, and he found out in the
Bumblebee
third quarter.
fans, are you ready for some football?
I take that back. There is a safe place to kick it
Let's
out of the end
play
zone, and he did
ball.
that once last week. But we'll see what the Academy's leg or kicker's leg has. So we'll receive in the south end zone. And the wind has kind of died down to a crawl right now, or a bit of wind out there. So we got Valdez in the middle and Cohen Ketchum and Lucky flanking him on his right and left respectively.
Brett, something, Academy, they basically have nothing to lose.
Yep.
I mean, we need to be ready for an onside kick here. And then I feel like when they get their first offensive play, they might just try to see if they can go deep on us right away. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
And we're going to see a little bit of their speed, too, because usually you put speed to run these angles and stay in your lanes on the kickoff here. So we'll see what Academy has, and they're kicking off from the 40, and it's going to be a squib kick, and it's going to be short, and we're going to come up and field it, and smartly we dive on it. I think that was that...
Oh, these numbers are tough. Is it Creel?
That's 20. That was Summer over there that comes up and dives on it, and actually just, you have to do that. Sure-handed. That was a spiraling squib kick. Those are hard, and those can take a lot of different bounces. So here we go. Troy to start with the ball on its own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. We have McMurtry in shotgun, Lucky to his left, Twins right, Twins left. And it's a free play here.
Play it.
And he had a free play, and we ran all go routes there. You could tell him. I don't know if you saw him. He just kept the ball behind him, and then he stepped up. But so we're gonna mark it off 5. Oh, actually, they're gonna say it was illegal. Wait, what are they saying here? Yeah.
I don't know what they were talking to the Academy.
They might have been warning him because the way they stunted on the left side there, I don't know if they're also calling signals. We saw that with Franklin where they had to actually warn their coaches early on, and maybe that's something they're trying to nip in the bud right now. So they're going to mark off 5. It's going to bring up 1st and 5. Replay the down from the 42-yard line. This time there's trips left. Low snap, it's a give to Lucky, and he's got blockers in front of him. He's got an angle. He's going to pick up the 1st down. He had blockers in front of him there that just kind of had the edge sealed for him, and he could just take his time and get around there, and it looks like we're running with a little bit of tempo here.
They pick up of 11 yards.
11-yard gain on the play. So we're in plus territory here. 1st and 10 from the Academy 47-yard line. Trips right, and it's a direct snap to Lucky, and he's going to step over a pile, and he's going to pick up a good 8-9 yards on 1st down. Brings up 2nd and short, about 2nd and 1, so pick up a 9 on the play. And it wasn't a super fast tempo there, but it's enough tempo that it doesn't really let you get fully set as a defense, especially if we start running some pre-snap motion. But here we have trips right again, plenty of time, 20 on the play clock. McMurtry in shotgun. This looks like it might be a free play, and it's a pass to Ketchum. I don't see a flag. Oh, I do see a flag, so it was a free play.
Flag on the field. A pass from Joseph McMurtry.
So it's a 18-yard pass and catch to Cohen Ketchum over here in single coverage on the left side on our sideline.
Play was a 1st down to Troy at the 20-yard line. An 18-yard pickup for the Trojans and a 1st down.
You have Smith, Creel, and Hill out to the right. Lucky in the backfield. Cohen Ketchum in single coverage out here to the left. And it's going to be a pure option. He's going to give it to Lucky. And Lucky's got blockers out front. Wow. 20-yard block. Yeah, the wide receivers, that's Hill, Smith, and Creel. And there was somebody pulling too, but McMurtry kept that ball until the last second because that defender's reading him. And he pitches to Lucky, and I'm not sure anyone touched him. Because, again, the wide receivers on that side, I love that we ran that to the wide side of the field, so he had plenty of time to stretch the field. But, yeah, the wide receivers, great job there. And also the line, too, because nobody was able to cut through and get any, like, backside penetration there. So, very balanced attack, moving the ball right down the field.
Brett, that was a 4-play, 62-yard drive. Under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot of tonight. What I wanted to see, said it in pregame, I want to see us put this game away in the first quarter. And part of that is going to be 3-and-outs by the defense. And hopefully some turnovers. But let's see what we get here. You know, and you kind of mentioned it there, and you saw a squib kind of onside kick. They're going to come out with everything they got. Their playbook is like, they're on the last page of their playbook right now. Anything is open. And they may also try to burn some time, because if you're them, that's what you have to do to stay in the game.
Okay, you see they're lined up. There's nobody beyond the 20-yard line as far as the depth. So,
yeah,
get Tinoco up there and let him just line drive it down the middle.
Yeah, so we have Tinoco out there set to kick off from the right hash, and yeah, they don't have anybody back. They have one back to the 20, so they've seen us. They know what we're going to try to do. I think we might try to kick it deep middle, just see if we can land it in there, make them have to come and field a clean catch, because we have speed on this unit too. Tinoco to kick off, and it's going to be high and short, and it's going to be fielded, and they're going to try to get around to their left side, and Cohen catch them with the tackle over there. They tried to turn it all the way around and didn't really have a wall set up, but they were trying to just kind of turn it all the way around to their side and hope that there was some over pursuit by us. I saw Bogosh go down on the right side there and just blow up a little wedge that was trying to get set up. But here we go, defense is out. And we've been in mostly a 4-3, or I'm sorry, a 3-4. This time we have Milton kind of walked up to the right. He kind of backs off. It's going to be a scramble to the right, and it's going to be a completion. And Dalton pushes their receiver out of bounds after a gain of 9 on the play, so it pushes it out to about the 49-yard line.
They're going to mark it.
They're going to mark it back a little bit, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 3rd. Calhoun, Garrison, and Lopez Rodriguez, the 3-down linemen, trying to get a push here. This is going to be a give up the middle. And a great job by Calhoun. And Jezik coming all the way up from the safety spot to finish it off, but it's enough for a first down there. And I don't know if you saw there, they have a tight end that they have in motion, and he's a big boy.
Yeah,
they bring him in, and so they're kind of using, they snap it, and it's kind of a lead play with him. This time they have their one back in motion all the way out to the left, and they're looking deep. And
had the guy running open down there.
And they ran, I don't even think it was a wheel route. I think that was just kind of a hitch and go, and he was wide open, and the quarterback, it felt like saw it, but the bubble screen was open too, and we'll see what we continue to do from just a secondary standpoint, because if they run that man in motion, whoever's at corner's got to probably be the one to come up unless we run a back route. This time they have another man in motion, and it's going to be a give around their right side, and we stand them up after a short gain, but it's going to be enough for the first down here. So another first down pickup on 2nd down for the Bees.
We got to step up, let's go.
And Calhoun, if he's not jumping up and intercepting the pass, he's one of the last ones to get up off the ground. Like, he's making a mess of it out there.
When I rewatched it, he did get serious there on that interception.
Yes. Here we go. We got Milton walked up to the left. They got trips left, and they're going to throw a screen out there, and we got... Looks like there's a hold way out on the edge. Looks like McKissick probably forced him into a hold there, and yeah, you can see their receiver throwing his hands down. So yeah, this is going to come back. Holding.
Against Academy.
But when they have trips left like that and they run that
So we'll go to the
single
spot
back
and
out,
back
like they're
in.
overloaded, and so we're gonna have to start to send some people out there. But then we saw what they did the play before. They run student body right against all that motion and against all that personnel. But here, that backs it up. That was a spot penalty, so it really backs it up. It's really a 1st and 10 again. Just replay the down. Play clock under 20. They're taking their time getting the plays in. They're not in a big hurry here. They're kind of in a bunch formation to the left, and this is going to be a give to their back, and he slips down. Bogosh helps him up off the ground. Turf Monster got him there for a tackle for loss. We'll give that tackle to the 39-yard line out there. But it looked like pursuit was coming. Bogosh was right there. Bogosh comes out for a play, tuck in. So you got Milton, Tuck, Summer, and Dalton in at linebacker. Jezik and Valdez at safety, McKissick and Gooch at corner. And they got twins left. They got that big tight end. They kind of put in motion around to the right. This is going to be a give to the left. And this is more of a power running game. They don't really have a lot of speed in the backfield. It looks like their speed is out on the edges. And I'm just saying that just based on the size I'm seeing too, but.
Looks like Williams just went in too.
Yeah, so we're putting up for a 3rd and long. Looks like an obvious pass down here. Williams is to the left of Calhoun, Lopez Rodriguez to the right. Tuck looks like he's blitzing. And this is gonna be, it looks like their receiver actually stepped out of bounds. Gooch in good coverage down there. Gooch actually forced him out of bounds there. And the ball's overthrown, so it's gonna bring up 4th and long, and this seems like 4-down territory for them.
Yes,
unless
it does.
they keep their quarterback in and they do sort of what we do with just McMurtry, and we just kind of do like a kind of a pooch kick, but
I don't think they want to give the ball back to us, though.
I don't either, but look at the speed back there too. Valdez, like, I mean, he can just pop back. He's center on the kickoff return, like he can just pop back if they do a little kick like that. But this looks, everybody's in tight. Looks like this could be some sort of motion to the left.
Oh.
And it's actually just a timing route. It's just a 15-yard deep out. They're going to pick up 1st down on a 4th and long. So it's going to move it down to the 21-yard line. Empty backfield here. And it's a give out to their big number 15 in the slot. Valdez comes up and takes his legs out, but not until a gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2. And Academy's eating up a lot of clock here.
Let's go, boys!
8 yards, 2nd and 2.
And this is a give around to the right side. And you have a good pursuit, and actually he wasn't down. It looks like we knocked the ball out there. But I think they're saying he was kind of down by contact. He was kind of on the top of Milton and Calhoun there, who first brought him down. Milton did a good job fighting off a block there and actually sealing the edge, because that play is running quickly out to the right on the short side of the field too. So for him to kind of like just set the edge is kind of hard to do there. They send a man in motion. They can still run a lead, and they do right up the middle. And it's going to be enough for the 1st down inside the 10-yard line. So it's going to bring up 1st and goal. So Academy's taken about, they've had a couple incompletes, but they've taken about 5 minutes off the clock here.
Calhoun on the stop. Ball at the 9-yard line.
This is where we've seen the defense step up big this year too, and kind of a bend don't break mentality, like.
Oh wow.
But they're going to get it out to the, and a great job there. That's Williams all the way after he like gets off his, fights off his block and goes and just gets a good kind of chip tackle after we already have him wrapped up. But they pick up 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. They're going to send a man in motion, and it's going to be a give right up the middle. And he's going to fall in for a touchdown. lined up in swinging gate here. It looks like they're going to try to possibly run something here. We got to be ready for this, just to not let them steal an extra point here. And now they're actually going to run in. Okay, looks like they're going to run their PAT unit in. All this with under 15 left on the play clock. Now under 10. Still plenty of time to get it off. 3, 2, snap is low, but the hold, he gets the hold down, kick is up and good, so Academy ties at 7-7. We're going to go to commercial and come back for Trojan's second possession of the game. Okay, here we go. Troy set to receive with 4:56 left in the first. Score tied 7-7. Valdez kicks him in. Lucky backed up to about the 10 to 15 yard line. And it's going to be another short kick. Summer's going to let it go over his head and out of bounds smartly. So that's going to move it all the way up to the 35. And I think we'll probably take it at the 35.
No, we're going to re-kick them.
Yep. I love Brashear just telling them to stay out there like, yep.
Illegal procedure for kicking the ball out of bounds. So we will re-kick the ball with the 5-yard penalty administered at the kickoff.
So this time, just not to have it back up potentially another 5 yards, you have to probably kick it in bounds and like make sure it gets in bounds. So maybe kick it a little more center here, maybe down the hash. And in doing so, even on a bounce or something, like we know how dangerous our back row is. We've seen them run that handoff, and we've seen them run variations of that before. And now we have a little bit more field to work with. So I feel like we might try something like that, depending on where the ball comes. And just the beauty of this unit, too, is just how well they're coached and how they set up walls. So here we go. Academy set to kick off again, this time from the 35. And it's going to be a short kick. Summer's going to field it, and he's going to return it. He's going to take it straight up the middle. And he's got room in plus territory. And what I love about that is just north-south running. That's what you do as soon as you field that ball. So already in plus territory to start this drive. So 1st and 10 from the 42.
To the 42-yard line, where Troy will take over 1st and 10.
Let's go, Troy! Pick it up!
So we have trips left here. Lucky in the backfield. Smith in single coverage out to the right, but Lucky's actually going to pick up a good 7 yards. Looks like they're going to spot him right there at the 35, so a pickup of 7 on the play, brings up 2nd and 3. We're at 4:30 and counting in the first quarter. Smith out to the right, Hill, Creel, and Cohen catch him out to the left. Lucky to McMurtry's left. Three-step drop. Oh, a little high, trying to get it into Creel there. Looks like Academy's sitting back and playing zone, so we're just going to have to find those pockets sit, kind of like Hill did last week. That's what Cameron started doing, was kind of playing off us. And I feel good about our chances when we do that, when we go and just like push off hard because they have to respect the speed, and then just sit down whenever you find a hole in the zone like that. And I think we're going to find it more in the middle of the field there. That time the ball just sailed on McMurtry a little bit.
Looks like
brings up 3rd and 3.
We brought Lane in.
We brought in Lane there. Looks like that's going to be a false start on Troy, so it's going to back us up 5. That looked like it was going to be kind of a lead draw there. But this play might change here. Let's see if we stay with the personnel. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8, backs us up to the 40.
I feel like I'm winning.
McMurtry in shotgun.
Oh!
Run a short out to Hill. The pass is dropped though, so it's going to bring up 4th and 8. Looks like we'll probably punt it from here.
Bring up a 4th down, 4th and 8.
But possibly not. I think we have a play called here.
Oh yeah, we do.
So 4th and 8. We have twins left, twins right.
Nope.
And it's going to be a punt, and let's see, it's fair caught at the 9-10 yard line there by Academy. So Academy's going to be pinned deep here. Academy's pinned deep. We're going to come back for Trojan's 2nd defensive possession of the game. Going to commercial. So here we go, Academy 1st and 10, 3:38 to go. We're still in the first quarter, score tied 7-7. It's going to be a give, and he's going to try to bounce it up the middle. He's going to reverse course, and he's going to get all the way out to the 30-yard line. Eventually brought down by Jezik there in the secondary. Looked like we had him pinned there in the backfield. Here we go, and now Academy's running with a little bit of tempo here. And this is going to be a deep route. And they try to run kind of a delayed post to their number 8, who seems has some wheels out there on the outside. He's kind of their deep threat. He's the one that they had kind of free up that one time when there was sort of a blown coverage there on the first drive. He comes out for a play. They have a lot of personnel they're running in and out too on offense. They got a man in motion here. It's going to be a give up the middle. And Dalton brings him down there, and you could tell Dalton's kind of going for the strip fumble there. But I think at this point in the game, like any turnover would be great, but I think this is where you've just got to go meet those ball carriers as soon as you can, not let them get any sort of head of steam, because they seem to have more of a power game than some of the speed that we dealt with even last week. They have 2 in the backfield. They run their bigger fullback in motion, and this is going to be a give around the left side. Bogosh gets all the way back there, but he cuts the corner. It's going to be a pickup of about 30 on the play. And Academy, just like that's in Trojan territory. 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line.
35-yard line, and the Trojan end of the field. They pick up of 27 yards, and it's first down for Academy.
Looked like we had some penetration there, but it just shows you, I mean, every team has a little bit of speed there, and especially when he's already kind of full steam ahead and kind of has the angle. He's just trying to get to that angle outside and then turn it upfield. And this time, they just run a delayed counter around the left side there, and there was a hole, and then once he gets going like that's not like afterburner speed there. Like we've got to be able to stop that. Got to be able to plug the gaps too. I think we might see moving forward, if we might start playing with a little bit more size there on the line. We'll see. We talked about it pre-game about how we've had a ton of adjustments we've had to make throughout the season. This is just going to be another one, but now it becomes a possession game. Remember, Academy won the toss, deferred to the second half. Kick is up and good, so Academy's up 14-7. We're going to stay here and just kind of talk through kind of what we've seen so far. So we've seen Academy have some big chunk plays, and they run sort of with a different tempo at times. We've seen them get up to the line and get it off with over 20 left on the play clock, and then we've seen them just steadily a few times, especially when they get into some of their pass formations, bleed it all the way down under 10. So we're going to have to execute on offense here. No drop passes, just not playing behind the chains. We're going to have to, and we did that on the last drive. Once we got in plus territory, we kind of fell apart. We had the penalty that really kind of set us back. Just got to play a clean game, because I think we've had couple penalties so far, 2 on them, 1 on us. It's been mostly a clean game, but on this drive, we're going to need to come out and execute. And we had great field position coming out last time, so that's one thing you don't want to see, is just have a squander great field position like that. So let's see what we come with here. Before that, 3rd and 3, where we had because remember, we picked up 7 on first down there. This is going to be a kick. Ketchum's going to come up and field it. He's going to cut it outside and just go out of bounds past the 30-yard line to start us off. We had a 2nd and 3 there in plus territory. We're moving the ball. We had an overthrow. Then we had the false start, backed us up, and then so just we've got to be able to execute, and if you do have a bad play, you just can't let it compile and lead to another bad play. So I think we might see a little bit more lucky here. We'll see. I think on first down, what we want to do is we want to be able to come out and get positive yards, and Lucky's been good for that so far. He's had 3 big, good first down runs. They try to really stack the middle of the line there, and it worked. I don't know if you saw it there, but they have their nose tackle over the center, and then they have their 2, 3, 5 techniques really pinch in there. And Lucky's given the ball, and he tried to bounce it out, but at that point they already had some penetration. But even then, it's a gain on the play. So picks up 2 yards on first down, brings up 2nd and 8, ball on the 34-yard line. Clock's at 1:38 and counting in the first quarter. Trips right, McMurtry in shotgun, and it's a give to Lucky. And he's going to break a tackle, and there's a flag. It looks like that's a late flag. Wow. Looks like they're going to get somebody on the right side of the line over there. So that's going to back it up. Based on where the flag's kind of thrown, it's probably going to end up about 2nd and 18. So it's going to repeat the down, but it's going to bring up 2nd and long. So it looks like it's going to put us in a passing down. Ball's going to be placed in the middle of the field.
2nd and 18.
We're not in the position to really run it yet, but I feel like one of the best plays we've had, and yeah, it was the touchdown play, but was the option. It really stretched them out. But here, play clock's down to 5. We have trips left. Looks like we're going to call a timeout just to make sure that we get the play off. We're going to go to commercial here during timeout and come back for 2nd down.
Spradley Properties is a full-service real estate company specializing in brokerage, property management, and maintenance services for commercial and residential properties. Our skilled team boasts decades of experience. Whether you're navigating the rental market, Embarking on your home ownership journey or seeking strategic investment opportunities, you can trust us to stand by your side. Ready to take the next step? Contact us today or visit us online at spradleyproperties.com.
Second and 18.
Okay, here we go. 2nd and 18. Ball's on the Trojan 24-yard line. Trips right. So it looks like we set up a new play coming out of the timeout. McMurtry in shotgun, 3-step drop, and it's going to be a screen to Lucky, and he has blockers. So Kyle's counting up the yardage there, but that was a middle screen to Lucky. It looks like we're going to run with tempo here. Probably expect a direct snap, 66-yard middle screen to Lucky. Turned it out to the left, and he had a blockade out in front of him there, and a great job by whoever was pulling from the backside to kind of lay off there. Looks like they're going to pick up a couple yards on the play there, but just coming out of a play where you had a hold, bring back a positive gain. You didn't want to give a big play up like that, especially as you see it developing. You see it really opening up on our sideline. And there was a great stiff arm by Lucky down toward the end of the play too, but it wasn't enough to keep him in bounds. But he makes you go out of bounds. He's not about to go out of bounds down there. But it's going to bring up 2nd and goal, ball on the 9-yard line. And McMurtry. That route is Cohen running it precisely 10 yards and stopping. He knew exactly where he was. He pushed off the corner where the corner had to treat it as though he could go 3 to 4 yards longer. But yeah, no, and just his excitement there too. You know we needed that when we were down there. Kick is up and good. So we tie the score with 2 seconds left in the first quarter. So we talked about winning the first quarter and kind of putting it away. Well, I'll take tying it up right before, because we needed that to kind of stop. Defense has to show up here. Defense has given up 2 long drives. That last one was a 90-yard drive. And they've done it on the ground. They've done it in the air. So I expect the defense to step up here, and first and foremost, we'll see what the kickoff unit does.
Yeah, Brett, on the first kickoff, he started reverse field, but had a decent return.
But watch some of our blockers some of our kickoff unit personnel, like in the middle, like Bogosh last time just goes up and blows up a wedge that's trying to be set. Watch some of them go down, because again, you have a lot. You basically have all the linebackers out there. So you have pursuit. Yeah, Bogosh over here, Jezik, Summer, Valdez, Lucky. I mean, you got Tucker, Dalton. Yeah, you got playmakers out there. Lopez Rodriguez right in the middle there. Tinoco set to kick off from the right hash at the 40.
Oh.
And it's
They touched it.
It is a perfectly executed. I love how Tinoco kicks that, and it's just a dribbler, and he just runs alongside it, and in doing so, Tinoco runs interference. Tinoco runs that perfectly because he runs interference along with the ball.
The thing is, his approach to the tee is identical as if he's going to kick it.
Yeah, they know it. Their defense is out there.
Oh, that's a quarter.
Introducing your 2024,
So,
2025.
We're going to take a commercial break while they flip into the field.
Howdy, Trojan Nation. I'm Kinsey, and I'm a freshman. Hey, it's Tatum here, and I'm a sophomore. What's poppin', y'all? It's JC, and I'm a sophomore. What's up, Trojans? I'm Emma Kate, and I'm a sophomore. What's up, guys? It's Hannah D, and I'm a junior. Hey, Big Maroon, it's Alexis, and I'm a junior. Hey, Trojan fans, I'm Lana, and I'm a junior. Hey, guys, it's me, Kayla, and I'm a junior. Hey, y'all, I'm Emma Gershbach, and I'm a junior. Howdy, Troy America, it's Hannah, and I'm a junior. Hey, fans, it's Bree, I'm a senior, and one of this year's co-captains. Howdy, y'all, it's Lorelai, I'm a senior, and one of this year's co-captains.
Be ready! Be ready!
Okay, we decided to stay here because they were introducing the cheerleaders. But anyway, Brett.
Took us a while to flip the field there from 49.5 to the 49.5.
Yeah. Okay, is that the third onside kick we've got this year?
At least, and every single one has come. I didn't really expect us to do that thing.
I didn't either.
But I love it, and I love stealing a possession whenever we can. Low snap there, great.
There it is.
McMurtry fielded that.
Wow.
McMurtry. Looks like this is coming back. McMurtry had to field that off the ground. This is coming back for a hole, but Lucky ran over 2 defenders there.
Yes, he did.
You're coming on penalty! You're the one throwing the flag down every time! Let's go!
It should be a spot foul, it looks like, so it should be 1st and 17.
Somewhere in there, yeah. It's going to back us up inside the 45. Yeah, so it's going to be about first and 17 from our own 43, and we're up to the ball quick. Like, we have some momentum here. We need to run with it. I wish the quarter didn't end when it did because we had all that momentum, and we're just giving it to Lucky again, and he's going to bulldoze his way for about a pickup of 3 there, but it's going to bring up 2nd and long. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a flag over there too.
Offsides on the defense.
Offense, so we'll take that. We'll get a little bit of that penalty yardage back. Plus, it keeps, that's another play that their defense has to defend that that power running game that we're kind of running here. And I don't know if you've seen it, but Smith down here in single coverage, he's released on these plays.
I know.
If this turns into kind of an RPO here, all that space to work with down the numbers.
Because that corner's the only one on
He's
this
on him.
side.
He's on press man here, so all he has to do is like swim over him. And this time, he was ready for it there. That was just kind of a inside screen to Cohen, who was kind of drifting inward. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 12. I wouldn't be surprised if we run the option here. And if you run it here, you're running to kind of the wider side of the field to our sideline. The only thing is, unless he goes in motion, and actually you can run it this way. This time it's a give to Lucky. And look at him, he's gonna run, he's gonna get 2 to 3 yards out of that, which is all after contact with 2 or 3 people hanging on him. So it's gonna bring up 3rd and 9. And this looks like the time that we'll run, and it was similar to the touchdown play to Cohen down there, a timing pattern. Like we have so many, you've seen Smith toe tap in here several times on the sideline. Let's see what we do here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a rollout here to the right, even though it's the short side of the field, and it's like a comeback route or a 10-yard out for Smith down here to really push off. But we have trips left. And it's actually a great catch by Cohen. Catch him in traffic there. I'm not sure that wasn't pass interference, but he catches that in traffic. He has someone draped all over him and then immediately has to plant and spin forward out of that. Great play by Ketchum there, and this is a give to Lucky, and Lucky's got space.
Who was that?
Tuck. So, okay, Lucky has great vision when he gets into the open field like that. So what? That was the 36-yard touchdown run there. Great job by the line. I'm going to call out Tuck just because he plays through the whistle with every single block, every single time. Gets the most out of every single contact he can get. And the kick is actually up. Kind of a squib kick, but it sneaks over the crossbar.
All right, Brent, we stole that possession there with the onside kick to get back on the plus side. So now what do you do?
Well, what I loved about doing it then is, like, no matter what happened, even if we didn't come out with the possession there, but thankfully we did. We stole it right before the end of the first quarter. We've challenged our defense. We want our defense to go out and shut them down because they've given up two scores on 2 possessions. So no matter, even if you gave it up at the middle of the field, you were still expecting the defense to come out there. Now you have a lead for the defense to kind of play with, so maybe they can play a little more loose. Never that the defense is really tight, but I think you might see us. I think we're going to see the backers, maybe Dalton and Milton, maybe walk up a little bit more because we're going to have to do a little something different there because they're getting a lot. They're finding the gaps, and I think if we back off too much, it just gives them more room to kind of play with. So, but it's also the kind of thing, like, what are they maybe least expecting here? Another onside. Like,
I know.
And again, just like to what I just said, the point I just made, like, you've already challenged your defense no matter where you give them the ball to have to defend with. Maybe you try to steal another possession just because it's maybe unexpected, but at the same time, you see how walked up they are. Even more so than that very first kick. I expect us to maybe kick it to about the 30 at the numbers, kick it across the field here. And actually, it's a deep kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 5, and they're going to turn it upfield, and the turf monster gets him again a little bit. It looks like we were trying to go for a strip there. He kind of, and there's a fumble there.
We got it.
Because that's what they were doing. They were holding him up there, and they didn't blow the whistle. Let's see what they're talking it over here. That felt like that happened within the context of the whistle there. But I love what they did there. Even though they gave up kind of a wide berth there in the middle, they held him up and they weren't pushing him back, so there was no, like, forward progress being called, so you didn't hear a whistle, and you could tell 3 or 4 guys came in to try to rip the ball out. But I think we're going to see the defense step up here, so they're going to come out, trips left, single back. They have their big back in the slot there. I don't know if that's fullback, tight end, whatever he is, but he runs in motion, and he's the lead back on all their kind of draws up the middle, except for here. And this time the ball's loose. And part of that is Lopez Rodriguez is there as soon. He fought off a block and is there. If that ball would have been loose for just another split second, because he tackles him, at that point, their number 24 has to corral that ball back in. But Lopez already has him around the waist. And that's a tackle for loss. That push was already back there. Like, that was going to be a tackle for loss no matter what. Brings up 2nd and 14. Academy with 2 in the backfield. And this is going to be
he's running
a deep out, and he overthrows him. And a great job. Bogosh gets a quarterback hurry there, quarterback pressure. And that's what this is about, too, is just getting those quarterback pressures in those instances. Like, don't let him just dance around and be comfortable throwing that out, because eventually they'll settle in. Now he knows on a play like that, his timing tells him that I've got to get that ball off in 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it is. This time we have penetration, too. And he's going to try to go deep, and he's going to overthrow again. And I'm not worried about that deep threat there.
Not with him, not with him.
But
That's intended for Landon Stewart, incomplete.
I will tell you, just their route trees and their pass concepts are a little bit different when he's their go route. Like, I just do want to point that out, like, because that's a slow developing play, and maybe he turned it up, but
did. When he saw his scrambling, he turned it up.
Okay, so we forced a punt here. You have Valdez back deep to return. It's a low snap and the punt.
Line drive.
And Valdez is going to pick up about 10 on the return there. But I was watching Calhoun in the back. Did he almost get to the punt? Because I know the snap was low and he had to kind of correct. But that punter, I mean, maybe he saw Calhoun coming, but he got it off quick, which is why it was a low dribbler.
But Valdez sort of risky, but he knew that big bounce. If it got by him, it's going to go way
It was going to go
out.
another.
Yes.
You're talking about at least probably 20,
Yes,
25 yards, if not more, because that's the kind, because it had speed on it. He caught it with a velocity. So you have to stop that play
and
there.
Challenge that big boy on the tackle.
Yep. Not much time taken off there on their possession here, so a lot to work with in the second quarter here. And this is a give to
Bogosh. He lowered his helmet and went into him.
Hunter Fryman carried for Troy. Stop made by Deuce Neighbors and Tyler Robinson.
So here we go. We got some different personnel in there because we're running.
Oh, wow.
We're running 2 back. You could run almost an option either side here. And that's actually an option out there to Creel. That's an option to Creel there.
Got 3 on the play, Brett.
And actually, I'm looking at the numbers. That was Hunter Fryman in there.
It was? Some of these numbers are hard to read there. They are.
But what does that tell you? That tells you we could have a trick play back there setting up for it. That's a direct snap.
We got it.
And a great look at that push. Don't stop. Oh, I heard a whistle. Man, we were about to bust that loose. Great job by Lucky there. Yeah. So we're approaching midfield here. 6:56 and counting left in the second quarter. Ball on the Trojan 49-yard line. You got Fryman to McMurtry's right, Lucky to his left. And this is a give to Lucky, and he's got, look at all that lead blocking he's got out there. Tuck and D's, and that's Fryman leading from the backfield too and getting a good push. And you got Smith out here even holding the edge. He's making sure his corner doesn't crack down. So a great first down pickup, so it brings up 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup, making it 2nd and 4.
It's another give to Fryman, and he's going to snake his way up about 3 yards.
Hey, we get blown up in the backfield. Let's go on line.
Fryman had the ball for Troy on that play. Advanced to the 22-yard line, 2-yard gain. 43, excuse me. 3rd down and 2, Charlie Butler.
Feels like we're already kind of in 4-down territory, so you wonder if we maybe take kind of a shot here. Because out there on the edge, out to the left, like they're playing.
It's going to be timeout academy, but we're going to stay here. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
So I mean, you see they're not really leaning a safety out there. So when we have twins left to the wide side of the field, they're walking up coverage on Cohen out there on the past the numbers. Creel was out there in the slot there. They have someone 4 or 5 yards off him. There's nobody back there. If you do a double route of some sort of route combination where a wheel or a double move with one of them, or even just run them both goes and just look to see who's open. But you do have to start wondering what we might be setting up in the backfield. This is the first time all year that we've seen Fryman taking snaps on offense and doing so in a running back capacity. So I don't know the pedigree of the passing attack for the JV that well, but I hear it's pretty okay.
Yes.
So I feel like there could be some play being set up here. But again, I love like not getting to it until you possibly need it. Like, because if you don't have to put it on film, great. This time he's not in here, and this is going to be just a quarterback keeper.
Oh, nice.
And McMurtry. There you go. It's a pickup of about 22, 23 on the play. 24 on the play. 26 on the play. It keeps growing. But I loved his vision there to cut it back in a little bit. But again, Smith had a block downfield. Lucky when he peels off as the lead blocker around to the right, he has such vision to block too. Like it's almost like he knows how to open up the lane for whoever's coming after him. But that was great vision by McMurtry
There it
too.
is.
And a great pass.
He got it.
And he got it there. That's a touchdown. Touchdown by Ketchum. And that ball landed perfectly. I mean, you talk about basket catches. That defender was draped all over him. He did let him get by him, of course, but he recovered to the point that if that ball was underthrown, it was an interception. It was perfect. And he didn't really even have to toe tap. He just had to run its course out through the pylon.
All right. The touch on that pass, you know when they're out for pregame, you don't have a defender there, so you're just running like those touch pass patterns where he goes to the back pylon.
Yeah.
And the quarterback doesn't have to worry about the defender, he just drops it in.
Yeah.
That's what he did there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Folks, I know the gates only open up at a certain time, but come out for the home game a little early to close us out here at Trojan Field 2 weeks from tonight against McGregor. It'll be senior night. Come watch pregame. Come watch these boys throw it around the yard.
Yes.
It's neat. So really quick, we want to update y'all on some scores, some district scores. Franklin and McGregor 21-3 in the second quarter, kind of maybe closer than you would think. And then Cameron up on Rockdale 7-0 at half. So we've talked about it a little bit. This district maybe isn't what it was last year. This is still one of the best districts in the state. Like
in balance.
In balanced. And we talk about this academy team. Like this academy team, it might be the best 1-6 team in the state. Like that, do not let their record deceive you. Other couple big games around the area tonight. La Vega 14, Robinson 7.
Uh-oh.
And Academy, great job by Tinoco to bring down. It's a great job by Tinoco because we had our lanes compromised a little bit here on the right side, and he had an angle. Tinoco saved maybe a touchdown there. Yeah, one of the scores we want to get y'all tonight too is the Columbus and Hitchcock, which is number 1 versus number 2 in the state in Division III, 1A.
At the 42-yard line.
So here we go. They're coming out kind of in maybe a sort of a mixed power I formation in shotgun, or kind of wishbone. They got their deep man in motion. This is going to be a give around the right side. And great job at first. Great job by Dalton to fight off that block and actually slow him down, but it's going to be a good pickup on first down there. And Academy's quarterback overthrows their receiver on a go route down there. McKissick in good coverage, inside position there. And we do have that Columbus Hitchcock score for you, 14-13, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Folks, that might be the game of the night across the state.
14-13 who?
Columbus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we may be waiting on a PAT. I don't know. So here we go. Big third down here because Academy looks to be in 4-down territory here. 3rd and 4, and it's going to be. Oh, got to be ready for that there. It looks like Milton was coming up there. He was about ready to crush on that.
All right, big 4th down, Brett.
So there, looks like they're going for it here. 4.5 is plenty of time for us, though.
Timeout, Academy. I'll tell you what, we're going to take this. We'll be right back.
Okay, here we go. 4th and 4 for Academy.
Oh, we got
pressure. Drop, and Milton.
Oh.
Milton has him. He's going to make a play.
Oh, man.
Jezik brings down their big. He's one of their go-to guys right there. Milton had him in the backfield.
Pick up those 16 yards, bringing up a 1st and 10, all at the 21-yard line.
Let's try to get this one back here. Twins right, it's going to actually be a give, kind of up to the right. We're going to bring him down, but not until a gain of 5 on the play.
Carry for Academy. Ball's advanced to the 15-yard line. They pick up those 6, make it 2nd down and 4.
2nd and 4, and
oh wow, look at this.
They've got 4 out to the left. They're going to send a man in motion here. Empty backfield, and they're running a short out, but it's low at his feet, so it's going to be incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 4.
We'll go back to the 15-yard line and play 3rd and 4.
Academy doesn't really say, they are balanced, I would say, but they don't really seem to have an identity, like a go-to play. Like I would have thought maybe to bleed the clock the rest of the half, go into kind of a power running style offense, but they go back and forth between these quick passes.
We got pressure, but they got the pass out.
And great job. That's a tackle for loss, barely.
Who was it? We had
McKissick, Dalton, and Valdez out there. Jezik in on it too.
And got a pretty good lick in on him.
He's slow to get up out there.
So that'll bring up a 4th down.
So Academy in plus territory, maybe in 4-down.
4th down.
4-down territory the rest of the game. 4th and 5. They're on the left hash here. It looks like they're going to maybe. I would run something out to the right side. But maybe not. This might be a pick route over here to the left. And actually.
Oh, nobody home.
Great job. Great job. That's Gooch in coverage out there.
Yeah, and we brought Dalton sort of get some pressure on him.
Their receiver there, honestly, looked like he maybe laid up a little bit, but I think part of that is like Gooch is kind of physical on the edge out there. Like he might have kind of taken him out of it a little bit, and he just didn't have time to really recover to his route. But But even there doesn't seem to be like that's just it's different. We have the touch and the quarterback to throw that back pylon throw. They haven't thrown a touch route like that really, and they haven't proven they can hit all their bubble screens. It was an interesting call.
Yeah, looky there.
And Lucky busted out. Tuck again, blocking to the whistle. He pulled a little bit, I think. He blocked all the way out past the numbers. 48-yard gain by Lucky. Lucky's vision, he has like double vision. Like he can see between the hashes, and then he sees outside the numbers. And it looks like we have Valdez in there to take a carry to give him a break there.
There you go, Joe.
Lucky's going to come back in here.
That's the way to block.
And Valdez went into him.
Yeah.
Got 2 yards.
Yeah, when we're falling forward, and that says a lot. Like, Academy is not small.
No.
Even in the edge, like they have some of the bigger corners I feel like we played against, which I think allows them to be a little more physical. And this is going to be.
He's holding his arm.
Holding. There it is. Yeah. The back judge called it there. He actually had
a better angle.
He had a better angle, and but he saw it. I mean, Smith's left arm was completely pulled down there. To the point that he was pulled inside a couple yards. I think that made it a really easy call there.
Yes.
So, and the reason I say that is he was pulled down and in, because you could call that uncatchable. It wasn't based on the angle in which he was pulled, so.
I was sort of watching that, and we talked about they're just corners one-on-one with Smith.
And they're physical.
And
they're playing them physical. Yeah.
And I think Smith was able to, like you talked about, the swim move earlier and sort of get around him when that left hand came down. They hooked it.
Yeah. So teams that are going to play us maybe the rest of the way, and certainly what we'll see in the playoffs is they're probably going to man up on us, and they're going to say, okay, we're going to put, and they're going to have athletes. We're going to put athletes on your edge players. Can you beat them one-on-one? And I think the finesse and the route running and the technique is going to be able to. Ooh, we tried to hit Hill on kind of a bubble screen wheel route there, right at the edge.
He was at top speed,
He was at top speed, too. Like, I love that. You know how hard that is to throw that on a pinpoint, like, and really it was a little low. I think it was on target. It was just a little bit low there. Because we saw what Hill did with it last week. So it's going to bring up after the 15-yard penalty and then that incomplete, it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball on the 15-yard line. Lucky in the backfield. He's in to pass protect. McMurtry back, plenty of time. And he's trying to lead Hill on kind of a short crosser there. I don't know if that was really the one that was open. I think it was late developing, but I think it was Cohen coming all the way across the back of the end zone. But what I love about that play, you have Smith running a go, pulling people out here. You have Hill running that short crosser. You have Cohen running a deep crosser. Like, it's a track meet for their secondary to just keep up with all that speed out there, and that eventually makes them think it's a track meet every single play. Then you can run some double moves. Then you can go and sit in the zone. And this is just a give to Lucky. And he's going to fall forward. It's going to be a pickup of about 5 on the play. And I think that's a play to get it into a manageable 4th down. Opens up the playbook a little bit more here.
Spot the ball at the 11-yard line.
You can run the option here. You can run, let's see what we do here. And we're running with a little bit of tempo here, 20 on the play clock. I like that. That was all just to see how they line up. Look at Smith down there. He's probably going to call a timeout here.
We are.
Bleeding the clock.
Yeah. Situational coaching, just how you close out the quarter, how you close out, especially the second half, how you come out at halftime. All of those things, we've not only excelled at this year, we've been exemplary, like in terms of just what you see there. And that sort of, just look how confident we were getting back up really quick to force them to line up, and we might have gone into something, a direct snap or something really quick. but we're patient, we're calm. We talked about how calm and collected we are as fans. Maybe
Yeah,
not as
right.
much as the boys. We're not. But yeah, I mean the boy, but what it tells you too, and you just see it. I see it at least there, and how we quickly line up. The buy-in that these players and the trust that these players have in the coaching staff to put them in the right position. I have a feeling that we'll have a good fourth down play called here, and it allows us to kind of put in some new personnel here. So you got Creel out there in the slot. You have Cohen 2.
But we might be trying to spread them out to pop Lucky.
We could. You have Lucky in the backfield. You have Lane in there
Oh,
too, and it's going to be a false start.
Good ball. False start against Troy.
All right,
I couldn't quite tell what that was. I couldn't tell if that was going to be a it looked like the way they were coming off the ball, that was going to be, I think Lucky was lead blocking. That was like a keeper around the right.
Because they hadn't had the answer for McMurtry just on a plain.
Well, and all you got to do, you could see they were stacking the middle, and they'd spread out far to the personnel on the left side. But then Smith is going to block his corner. You have Lucky to pick up the first defender, and that's enough for McMurtry with his speed. The kick is up, and it's going to be wide left. And they actually had a defender that actually came wide around the edge there that dove and actually tried to get in on there. So you know what Academy is going to do here with 1:02 left, one timeout. They're going to try to get a score, get on the board in whatever capacity they can. And again, Academy gets the ball first in the second half, so still a lot to play here.
2 seconds left before halftime.
If you feel as though Academy is in, like pass-only downs with only one timeout left and having to go 80 yards, do you try to get more aggressive? Do you try to blitz more? It's going to be a pickup of 12 on first down. And you can tell we're sitting back kind of just in a prevent here.
Play tighter
The
than
ball
that.
through the 31-yard line.
Same
he
thing
went
again.
down. I think, ooh, that didn't look good.
He's getting back up.
Good.
But yeah,
I'm
it looked
glad
like
he
the
got
way he
back up.
grabbed
Yeah.
his knee. That
So that'll bring up a second down and 10.
those non-contact injuries, I almost hate those more because
I know.
those usually take longer recovery times.
So I'm glad to see him hop back up.
Here we go, second down. Academy's going to roll out. He's going to toe tap in again out to the 40. And we're willing to give those up here.
Completed.
We're running the clock, but he was out of bounds there. They're maybe going to have to.
40-yard line, a 9-yard gain. Third down and 1 for Academy.
Oh, they finally stopped it, but I think we let about 8 seconds go off there.
Was that deflected?
I don't know about that, but their number 8 that time pushed off. Like that's how he created the space there. And it's like they're just trying to, they're baiting us into something else. There's going to be a double move or something here in a minute. So you just got to sit back. You got to play discipline. It doesn't matter how many of these you give up.
I think they're going to add like 7 seconds back on the clock because the clock operator didn't stop it.
And I saw it.
That is correct.
So you're going to probably hear him call up to the press box. I think they're going to put maybe even a full 10 seconds back up.
I think what they're saying is the ref said he came down in bounds before he went down. His knee touched before he went out of bounds.
And you know what? That could have been true. He did because he was so low as he was going out of bounds. Oh. I think I just saw Brashear down there model that out. I love it. I love it. And he's right. He's right.
No, they are going to put time back on. 10 seconds, I believe.
Okay, so. Okay, so there they did. So they put 43 seconds back on.
Okay, Robin's got ours corrected as well. But a 4th and 1.
Back to play with 43 seconds left.
Here we go. Every play so far this drive has been the deep out to the left. This time it's a
We
give
bring
up the
pressure.
middle. And
There's a hold.
Yeah, there's a hold at the middle of
Yeah.
the line there. Calhoun was trying to sell it. One of their players even looked guilty, turned around. And that's going to be,
They
they're
spike
gonna,
it to
they're
stop
gonna
the
spike
clock.
it with 32 seconds left.
Yeah, they want to hold on to that last time out, just see what can happen.
But they're still wanting to run with some tempo, even though they spiked it there. They feel like they have us on their heels. Trips left. He's going to pump fake.
Calhoun's got him.
Calhoun got him. I almost think Calhoun pulled him down where his knees were down.
Yeah, but it happened so quick,
yeah.
It's hard to tell for sure.
But that's a smart play because I think he knows he's going down too. He's not going to be swiping at the ball, and he just tries to pull him down. Man, I want to see a sack. Like I want to see a loss, a bigger tackle for loss here. Okay, they're all in tight here. They got trips right on their side, and it's going to be a little bubble screen out there. Okay, clock's going to stop with 22 seconds left, but he didn't pick up the first down there.
So it is another 4th down.
And they've saved their timeout.
To the 37-yard line.
I don't think we're quite. I mean, we're on the cusp of their quarterback's ability to throw it into the end zone, like for a Hail Mary here. And this is going to be a give.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Great job. He didn't get it.
No, he's way short. He didn't gain nothing.
And we have a timeout with 17 seconds. Have we set up for that trick play here? Let's see what personnel is going out there.
The Bumblebees do not make the line to game, so Troy will take over. That's down in 10. That's a 37-yard line.
Was that Calhoun that sort of blew all that up in the middle? Well,
maybe, but there was somebody second level. I think it was Summer Bogosh, I think, that came up and actually took his legs out. But, yeah, somebody made a mess right there.
Yeah, he did.
And that's what you got to do. You got to pinch tight. Even in Garrison and Lopez Rodriguez, I think Williams was in there too. Yeah, on 4th and short. I expected them to kind of throw a quick out, though. Here we go. It's going to be a give to Lucky.
Oh.
And that's probably going to end up being the last play.
No, we called it quickly.
Lucky had the ball.
Were we trying to see something down there? Because look how open Hill was back there.
Yes.
I wonder.
Now used all of their timeouts.
Yeah, you're going to see what they can draw up here on a 2nd and 9. 12 seconds left.
Second down and 9.
And Academy does get the second half kickoff.
Well, that's the 38-yard line.
That was a huge 4th down stop, though, by the defense. Just you don't want to ever have to do a Hail Mary or just and knowing that they get the ball the second half, for them, it takes away a little bit of their momentum, too. Because after those first 2 possessions, they have not scored. Okay. We've scored 21 unanswered points here. So let's see, we have...
Hill can catch him to the top.
Yeah, and you got Smith and...
Probably Creel.
Yeah, and Creel's running deep.
Oh!
I want to say that was maybe a hook and ladder where that was going to be to catch him, and you had Smith running around. Because if you did, you could get out of bounds. You can get up to the 50, and we know McMurtry's arm. All we got to do is get to the 50.
Thing is, catch him. If he got that, he was in the open.
If he's in open space, yeah. And you know what I love here? Play yard football, just Sunday football. This is just video game. Let's just play around here. We got a few seconds.
Look at. We got to get up there. Ah, that's it. Oh, man.
And the score at halftime was 28 for the Trojans, 14.
All right, folks. We're going to go to halftime break. We're going to get a few of our sponsors' spots in, and we'll be back for the Mighty Trojan Band. But we'll probably be back in about 5 minutes.
Count on 40 years of heating and cooling expertise with Randolph Heating and Air. Upgrade to a more efficient system to improve your home's value. You can depend on our team to provide you with a complete inspection of your system, including your ductwork, and give you a free estimate on new systems. We are an authorized dealer for Goodman, Amana, Heil, and Tempstar. You'll get fast service, even same-day service when you need it. Trust us. We guarantee your satisfaction. Call now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the mighty Trojan Band. Tonight, the band will be performing their 2024 contest show, City Lights. The Troy Band is under the direction of Rustin Honeycutt, Amy Delaverne, and Daniel Wainwright. Drum majors are Owen Dupuy and Hannah Halford. Is your band ready? You may begin your program.
Scraps, you're never gonna get rid of her. Keep them. I know.
The Troy Band would like to invite everyone out tomorrow as the mighty Trojan Band competes for the chance to go to state. Troy will perform at 12:45 in Robinson. Please come out and support our band. The Troy Band Boosters would like to thank our sponsors, Batteries Plus, the Boykin Group, Delta Centrifugal, Don Ringler Automotive, Fast Signs of Temple and Killeen, First National Bank of Troy, Hector Farms, Jarlick Floors, Jarlick Homes, Linkfield Lumber Company, Paper Graphics Printing, Security Bank, Stylecraft Builders, Temple Feed and Supply, and Texas Environmental Solutions. The winner of tonight's basket is Kevin Jarlick. The winner of tonight's basket is Kevin Jarlick. You can pick up your basket at the concession stand.
Spradley Properties is a full-service real estate company specializing in brokerage, property management, and maintenance services for commercial and residential properties. Our skilled team boasts decades of experience. Whether you're navigating the rental market, embarking on your home ownership journey, or seeking strategic investment opportunities, you can trust us to stand by your side. Ready to take the next step? Contact us today or visit us online at spradleyproperties.com.
All right, folks, we're coming back about 2 minutes away from kickoff for the second half. A few little halftime stats I have. Brett, you said Academy scored the first 2 drives, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And after that, defense played a little bit better, had a forced a punt, had a 4th down, or 2 4th down stops. But anyway, at halftime, Academy has 83 rushing yards and, trying to read my own writing, 114 rush yards and 83 passing for a total of 195. And for Troy,
And most of those came on those first 2 drives, because
Yes.
one of those was a 90-yard drive.
yes, it was.
Yep.
I forgot about that. As far as Troy, we finished the first half with 198 yards rushing and 151 yards passing for a total of 349. We had one possession that came up short. I think we ended up on a 3rd and 3. We had an illegal procedure, backed us up to 3rd and 8. We had an incomplete pass, then missed the field goal just wide left. But that was no points. And then another time we started the possession with 42, then we had another penalty that put us in a 3rd and long.
Penalties have kind of stalled out. Penalties have stalled us out a little bit, and penalties have also extended drives for them. So cleaning it up in the second half would really kind of put this game away pretty quick.
But they do get the second half kick.
They do.
So, but just a little breakdown for Troy. I'm showing McMurtry was 7 of 11 for 151 yards. Cohen Ketchum had 5 catches for 58. Lucky had 2 for. And then my eyes are bad. That's why I wanted you to read this, Brett. For 93, excuse me, there we go. But as far as rushing, Lucky ended the first half with 167 yards rushing. So with McMurtry's passing and Lucky's rushing attempt, Lucky has gone over 1,000 yards on the season. And folks, remember, he's just a sophomore. And then McMurtry has gone well over the 1,500-yard mark. So, you know, the offense did pretty good. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times with penalties. We just got to be sure to finish the drive and see what defensive adjustments we made at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, it's It's one of those games. The score doesn't really feel as close as it does because, like you said, the defense has really dialed it up. Once we gave up those first 2 possessions, we've outscored them 21-0 since then. To close, we scored right before the half. Or I'm sorry, we scored right before with 2 seconds left to end the first quarter.
Right.
And then we outscored them 14-0 in the second. So, like, we've scored the last 21 points. Put it away here. Like.
Right. But like I say, they've had some pretty good success on the special teams, like kickoff return.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if we go back and just try to pooch it down way up in the air on about the 30.
One of their best returns was actually what I thought was Tinoco's probably maybe best kick of the year. I mean, he's had some great onsides, but that was a dart down to the 5-yard line. It hung for a while. He almost outkicked the coverage a little bit.
Right.
So let's see what he does here from the left hash. He's going to kick off, and it's going to be short, and it's going to be fielded. It's not fair caught. It's fielded, and Jezik is going to hit him right at the 35-yard line. And then he's kind of game tackled after that. So looks like they're going to mark him down at the 34, maybe out to the 35.
32, I think, is what they're going to mark him.
Okay. We'll take it.
Ryder Summer on the tackle for Troy.
And we'll get some scores around the district too, but it looks like Cameron and Franklin are taking care of business too. So presumably a win here tonight clinches a playoff berth for us. And we'll kind of see how that shapes up over the next 3 weeks. So Academy comes out in an empty back. They have that tight trips to the left with their bigger slot receiver, and this is actually going to be a give to use their speed around the left side, and Valdez comes, and there's actually going to be a hold, I believe.
And I think that's Bogosh.
Yeah.
He tracked all the way to the sidelines and took him out, but it's going to.
That's what we talked about this before, the speed of even our down linemen, but especially the speed of our backers, our inside backers that pursue all over the field. If they cross, if they come across somebody who's trying to block them, they're coming with such fearless pursuit that it forces a hold a lot of the time, and that time I'm kind of surprised that that one was called because it felt like it was kind of behind the play. But you never count out our backers when they're in pursuit like that. They're always trying to get a helmet on the player there. This is actually going to be a give right up the middle on 1st and long, and he's going to bust it back out. And he reverses course, and actually he's going to pick up, he picks up their 1st down and maybe about 15 on top of that. I think it's about a 35-yard pickup.
Hayden Dolphin on the stop. They pick up 30 yards for Academy. Let's go.
So single back again. They got a man in motion. And it's going to be another give up the middle. And he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. It's kind of just a slow developing power play, just kind of to the tackle, and that's the same play they ran the play before, except in the play before he reverses course.
And what he did, it looks like he's trying to go just inside the tackle, and then he's bouncing at the last second, and we're just sort of being out of position just like that.
And that time he uses
and he dropped the ball.
But he actually fumbles it, and I'm pretty sure we get it there. Whoever comes up there. Yeah. And that's going to be a turnover for the defense, but that's been some poor tackling on those first 3 plays there. He had a touchdown and just coughed it up on his own.
It looked like he might have been trying to switch.
He did. I think he was switching because what he did is he stiff-armed. He used a stiff arm.
Yes.
And then I think he was trying to do that to maybe get it to his dominant hand. And
actually, that's the first turnover of the game for either team, I believe.
So let's see what we do with it here. We have trips right, McMurtry in shotgun, Lucky in the backfield. It's going to be a give to Lucky, and he's going to be brought down. That's going to be a tackle for loss for about 2 on the play.
No, it's no gain, I believe.
It is going to be no gain, that's right. So We're approaching 10:30 left in the third.
3-yard line.
Signaling in a play. Everybody's checking their wristbands. We have trips right. Single coverage up top to the left. It's going to be a 3-step drop, and it's going to be a timing route out to Smith. Just a 10-yard comeback route. Perfect play, and I don't know if you saw it there, but I mean, you saw the passing lane just open up because one of the inside slot receivers just took off deep, and it kind of carried the safety. So the corner had to, and the corner and our wideouts split far both sides. Typically Cohen and Smith have been like hand fighting all game, so that time he was able to push off. This is a direct snap to Lucky, and he's going to pick up the first. Pickup of about 3 on the play, pushes it out to the 34-yard line, so 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Under 10 minutes to go in the third.
The Trojans advance the ball to the 34-yard line. Tackle made by Luke Cutler. 2-yard pickup, first down and 7-4.
Bubble screen out to
nowhere
Ketchum,
to go,
and he's gonna pull it and kind of drift in a little too far there. That play kind of seemed broken up from the get-go. I think they were blitzing kind of into the face of where McMurtry was wanting to throw it there, and he was able to get it out to Ketchum, but then at that point everyone was already overloaded on that side.
35-yard line, picks up the 1, making it 2nd down.
I wonder if we're going to start to try to attack some of the single coverage. We talked about that, and we did that one drive, that last scoring drive we had. Actually, it was that drive we came up short with the field goal. We were attacking some of the single coverage outside. Here we have Lane in to block, and it's going to be student body left here, and we're going to pick up about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. But you had
the student body right.
Yeah, student body. I think I might have said left there, but yeah, student body right.
Elijah 11 on the tackle.
But yeah, you had Witcher and Tuck and Lane. You had a lot of blockers just kind of curling around in front. And when those linemen, I was just watching it there, specifically with Tuck and Witcher there, they're out there fast. They're moving with speed. And to be able to just kind of peel off, they knew they didn't even really have to block the end. They were going second level. And they're...
Oh, that's over.
I'm going to let Kyle count up these yards here. Great play by Ketchum, and I thought he had it. 41-yard passing catch to Ketchum. That was an all-out blitz there. And McMurtry hung in the pocket, delivered a strike to Ketchum, and Ketchum was at such an angle that he was undercutting both of the defenders there. Looks like we have an injury on the field, and it may take a minute. Let's go to commercial here. It's an injury timeout for Academy. We'll come back after the break. Okay, here we go, folks. Academy player is able to get off the field on his own there. We have some scores to update you on. We talked about that other district that we're going to pair up with and by district, but number 1 and number 2 in the state, Hitchcock over Columbus, 23-14.
Wow.
With 4 minutes left in the third, that has playoff implications. I mean, those teams are both going to make the playoffs, but an interesting follow here in the next few weeks. McMurtry in shotgun, and he's going to toss it back.
Oh, just a tad high.
Smith was open in the back of the end zone. And what he did is he got behind the corner and he kind of just sat down there. And the ball was pretty much on target. It was a little bit of a jump there, but looks like Smith will come out for a play. Tucker's in for him, so you have Tucker and Creel out, twins right. Cohen catch him out to the far left. You have Lane in. You have Creel in motion. It's going to be a gift to Lucky, and he might be. He was mostly untouched there.
Yes.
Till about the 3-yard line, he got tripped up, and this looks like we're going to go fast here. As soon as the line judge gets the ball down, it's a direct snap to Lucky, and he's going to follow. I think he's in. I think he got that final push.
He did.
It's a touchdown. He didn't give up on the play. Neither did Tuck and the guards there, because they just had a wedge that just kept pushing, and he just kept kind of following it in.
And if I remember, was it the Rogers game where we saw the leg drive Lucky down at the goal line? Or you saw the same thing, but he had that wedge working in front of him too.
Let's see if we get back on with kicking here. The kick is up and good and perfect by Tinoco. So Trojans, the defense kind of steals the possession in a way by getting that turnover after giving up 3 big chunk plays to start off the third, and then the offense marches right down. Big play on third down to catch him on the kind of the deep slant. And then Lucky to kind of finish him off. So Lucky's compiling some yards here. This might end up being maybe he's on pace for maybe his best game of the year so far.
Let me
see. Is he at 200 yet? Getting close to it. He's definitely got 200 scrimmage yards because
I have him at 197.
Okay, so he's at 197. He's knocking on the door there. But what I think we really want to see from the defense here is a lot better tackling than we saw the last time out. And this is the time within the game where you really assert that. I think we can come off the edge. We may see a little bit more blitzing. I feel like Academy might be in more passing down situations now. But Tinoco to kick off from the left hash. 7:52 to go in the third. And it's going to be kind of a short pooch kick, and it's going to be fielded.
Good job.
And tackled by Valdez and Summer right there at the 32-yard line.
You see Jezik go down and just plow through there. We're going to make the tackle, but disrupt the blocking.
And part of that, I feel, is like our defense is essentially our kickoff unit. It riles them up for defense right away.
Yes,
it gets them ready. Like, the one thing you got to kind of get ready for is kind of game tempo every time you go out a new possession. The kickoff coverage unit into our defensive starting 11 is just, it's almost just a quick turnover there. So Academy doesn't come out in an empty back. They do have their one back. He's in motion. Now they're empty, and it's going to be a slant. And it's actually a deep slant to their number 3. And the ball, did that ball pop out again?
Yes.
I think they may have already blown the whistle at that point.
But once we stand them up, we're definitely raking for the ball.
We are. I want to see the coverage tighten a little bit, though, too. Like, that's just a little too easy, even out of that slot, like, to just run up. Have our safeties flying up a little bit more here, too. Oh, we're sending Bogosh right up the middle.
But we ran right by it.
And yet, Jezik with a great open field tackle there, because we've seen that guy juke people in open field before. That's Jezik making the tackle, or that's a touchdown. Great job to stand him up there. It does give up another first down there. And Academy's moving the ball. Academy, and we've seen this too, Academy's got a lot of first down, second down conversions. Like, we just have to get them to third down. We've done really good once we've gotten them to third down.
Oh, we fell down. We fell down in coverage.
Pass intended for Vincent Williams, incomplete. So we'll go back to the 42-yard line and play second and 10.
Couldn't tell if they ran the wheel route there or not, but they're going to throw to these receivers. These receivers have proven they can catch when it's on target. Most of these incompletions are just overthrows. Like, we've seen that kind of all game. Porter in now at corner. He's manned up on the outside here. Trips left. They have their back in motion. They're overloaded to the left, and it's going to be a bubble screen out to that side.
There's a hold.
And there's a hold on Valdez there.
Yeah, number 2 got away with one there.
We have a flag on the field. Holding.
Yeah, they got it.
And that happened maybe at about the 37, 38 yard line, I think. So they're gonna call it from the 35, but.
Get off of me!
And
let's go!
Replay second down.
I didn't see the flag at first, but you could definitely see
it was buried
him.
kind of in there in all the pursuit. But they have big physical receivers.
They do.
I would say last week, and that's what you love about football too, is like week to week it's a different game. Last week it was a lot more speed, I felt, out Cameron's offensive personnel. Here they do have some speed, but it's much more size than anything else. A little bit more reminiscent of what we saw when we played Maypearl. This time they're kind of in the wishbone. They're going to give it around the left side, and he's going to cut it all the way out. And a great job of flying tackle there. Dalton getting him from behind. But it's a pickup of about 18 on the play. It picks up another first down here. We're just giving up a bunch of chunk yardage tonight.
Yeah, they're getting the edge on us.
Dalton on the tackle. Well, that's a 28-yard line. Pick up a 17 yards and a first down.
Got him that time. Milton wasn't going to let go. Yeah, he dropped the ball too.
Yeah. Great pursuit by everybody there. It looks like Bogush kind of got in there first, and Milton comes over, has him by the leg, kind of holds him up for everybody else, and everybody's trying to get there. Actually, that might have been Lopez Rodriguez that was one of the first ones in there.
Yeah,
he comes up limping a little bit. Let's see if he just kind of shakes it off. Looks like Williams is going to come in for him,
and I
maybe
think
to finish
Academy
out this
called a
series.
timeout, but I think they'll realize they don't want to use it once they had to stop it for an injured player to come off the field.
Yeah. Oh no, he's saying they wanted Lopez Rodriguez to come out. So we have this is the big D line package we got. You got D's lined up over the center. You have Calhoun shifted out.
And Williams in there.
Williams in there. I haven't seen Calhoun play the 3 to 5 technique
I hadn't either.
But they've done it this series actually, because that was the personnel that's been staying in there. It's going to be a pitch out to number 2, and a great tackle by Valdez. And look at Williams getting all the way back in there. The penetration. Williams pushed their tackle back all the way back into the quarterback. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. And you got to make this penalty yardage pay off here. You need to stop them here. I mean, Academy's in 4-down territory. So I would imagine they're going to maybe try to get it into the flat, work the edge, just pick up something that from 4th and manageable is a little bit more doable for them.
I tell you what, that 15 is big.
I feel like, and I've just seen him, he runs all these different formations. They use him in motion, like they use him in
Oh, they're going deep,
now.
And he got it. Oh, just a tad long.
I don't think that was long. That hit him in his hands. I mean, that's right there. That's the touch that you have to throw that ball with.
For Peyton Wilson, incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th down.
And Gooch was right there in coverage. Gooch might have kind of swiped at it at the end, but it felt like he had it.
I mean, Gooch was right in his back pocket, too.
But that was a great throw.
It was a good throw.
That throw was there, and that throw, he was backed up past the 40, 5 yards into the end zone. It was a pretty touch pass there. So here we go. They're probably running more or less go routes over there on the right because they have to gain 14 yards on the play here.
There we go.
And great job. That's D's. D's with a sack.
Yeah,
oh, no,
it was
Calhoun.
It was Calhoun.
It was Calhoun, sorry. I forget Calhoun's playing outside now. He's kind of cutting up. But, man, he's squeezing through that, kind of that C gap or whatever, and you could see him reach his arm out there and trip him up there.
And that's pretty good size.
Because I think with everything overloaded that side, he was trying to just sneak out of the pocket, and I think he might have had room to run. Like, that's potentially a first down saving tackle there. Let's see if we come out and try to strike pretty quick here. 5:14 left in the third.
There goes, catch him, look at him. Oh, I thought he was going to throw deep to catch him.
We had a deep crosser with Hill, and then I loved what Hill does there too. He's so fast that after he crosses the field, he then turns it up.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like Cohen coming backside there across the field was open, and I thought McMurtry was going to step up, and I've seen McMurtry just off one leg just sling it.
I know. 50 yards easy.
50 yards. So Tucker in here to the right now. And this is actually going to be a quick screen into Ketchum, and he's going to get all the way out to a first. I watched it again. Tuck is all the way down second, if not third level, making a block in the open field for our lineman to execute a technical block in the open field like that is pretty impressive too. And to do it this far into the game, up 21 into the third quarter, just shows their dedication to the craft there. Trips right, Lucky in the backfield. 3-step drop, Hill in the flat. It's going to be a quick strike to Smith, and he's got some pretty good yards after catch there. And they sling him forward. 20-yard passing catch. Looks like this is probably going to be a direct snap to Lucky. Nope, it's actually going to be.
He's holding him.
Thought they were going to call it there. He had both of his hands.
Yeah, there's a flag here in the middle of the field. Ineligible downfield.
Which is hard to. I'd have to go back and look at the tape on that because McMurtry throws that quick. That was a quick fade route that he was throwing to Smith there. And Smith did get tied up with the corner, but we've talked about that in single coverage outside, man-to-man. Their corners are playing really aggressive, and really there's a lot of hand fighting going on there. But we haven't really seen that before. I called the pre-snap. I called the direct snap to Lucky, and of course we throw a fade. We haven't seen that kind of quick strike. And this is kind of a delayed screen out to Ketchum, and he makes the first man miss. So he's going to pick up the penalty yardage and a little bit more.
Inside the 30-yard line, that's the 29.
Creel out there blocking too.
7-yard pickup, second down.
Under 4 to play in the third.
Elijah Lavin on the tackle.
2nd and 8. Twins right, twins left. Lucky in the backfield to McMurtry's left. 3-step drop.
There it is.
He's got him.
Oh!
He tries to catch him again in the exact location of that last second quarter touchdown, but just maybe a little bit too long there.
Incomplete. So we'll come back to the 29-yard line.
And that's not even, and this just shows you the amount of time that the line is giving him to throw. It's like a 1-step drop from shotgun. He just like hardly backpedals at all. It's really just he's rocking into his motion.
We might end up calling a timeout here. It's down to
we're
under 10.
And I love using timeouts in these instances because, well, I don't know. I mean, go up here and see what you
down there.
See what you get them lined up
we got
as.
it off.
And this is actually a designed run. So he's going to pick up about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 3, or about 4th and 4. But they got that play off with just like 5 seconds left on the play clock. So
4 yards, making it 4th down and 4.
Oh, they didn't start the game clock? Wow.
And the game clock isn't running now.
He did go out of bounds.
Oh, he did go out of bounds.
They didn't start it on the snap.
So 3:33 left in the third. 4th down.
Oh.
And it's a pass to Creel.
Nice.
Establishing on the sideline that everyone can be an impact player on 3rd down or 4th down on a 4th down is huge. So Creel now, you can bucket list 4th down conversion for him.
Yes.
And that's what these games and executing in these final halves and games where, I mean, if we punch it in here where we've been on a 28-0 run after they took the lead 14-7. So that's a give to Lucky up the middle. So a gain of 4 on the play brings up 2nd and 6. And now we're starting to eat clock a little bit.
A 4-yard gain, which brings up 2nd and 6.
Part of this is also mental, like making the defense sit in the red zone and defend for a while.
He's on that run, 201.
So Lucky, 201. Hill in motion. It's another give to Lucky. And he's going to squeeze through a gap, and I think he's got the first. Or he's close to it. He's going to need about maybe...
Nope.
Well, nope. He got it first.
Lucky carries the ball for the Trojans for a 1st down.
How nice is it to have this line, to have a back like Lucky, to have a quarterback that we can call designed runs with? When you get in the red zone.
In a receiving core like
in a receiving core with this, like with speed. And it's not, and Lucky is a special combination of bruiser and speed.
They're bringing pressure. McMurtry's going to,
oh,
he hooked him.
And we're all calling. Everybody's trying to help the refs call it there.
There's a flag. They might have been offsides on the play.
Yeah.
I thought McMurtry was just going to put it down and run.
And that's Creel making a very acrobatic. He's trying to get to that ball. He knows he's being held, and he's still trying to get to that ball, making every effort to get to it. So you have Smith and Creel out here to the right. Cohen, Ketchum, and Hill out to the left. Lucky in the backfield. Look at us still running inside the 5-yard line at the 3-yard line. Such a spread offense. I know we're kind of bunched in a little bit tight here, but look at the personnel that we have here for this. And you send Smith in motion, pre-snap motion. We haven't seen that much.
Oh, McMurtry's going to take it.
And McMurtry keeps it. Man, you talk about a quarterback's vision, and McMurtry has shown he has vision when he's reading and going to second reads, third read, whatever. He's reading coverage there, and he's also reading that push, and he sees it, and that gap was a crooked gap to get to the end zone, and he reads it beautifully. He almost goes untouched. I don't think they could have tagged him there. Kick is up and good again by Tinoco.
But no indecision by McMurtry. He read it so quick.
He backpedaled. I talked about it a minute ago, like when and the line's giving him so much time to pass too. He has almost like a one-step drop. It's kind of just a rocking motion, and then he's leaning his shoulders downfield. There, he did the same thing. He rocked back, and as soon as he sees it coming, he takes off.
Yes.
But yeah, so great play. So we've seen our offense respond, and we've seen our defense respond, not giving up points. But like in the second half on their 2 possessions, we see them fumble on their own. That wasn't a strip fumble. That was a fumble, unforced error, and then some overthrows and really a drop touchdown there on that last drive. So I want to see our defense like really put the game away here. Like, let's get some tackles for loss. Let's maybe get a strip sack, fumble. And I say that just because, like, the game's certainly within reach now. Like, we're putting it away. But you want the defense to just know that from a mentality standpoint that they're capable of just, like, turning games off themselves. Like, where – and they haven't given up any – and I say that, and we're about to close out the third quarter. Academy hasn't scored since the first quarter. That's Lopez Rodriguez. He's in the middle on the coverage unit there, and he goes down, and I feel like we have a lot of players with just
and you know, we did a pretty good job of staying in our lanes.
We do, and we have length. I feel like when we're out there, like Lopez Rodriguez there is like fighting off a block on the ground, reaches up. Like we saw Calhoun reach up and do it recently too. But I want to see us push them back a little bit here. So we have Lopez Rodriguez, Williams, and Calhoun's back to nose tackle here on this drive. Milton and Dalton walked up. They each back off a little bit here. It's a give to the kind of the right side. I don't know why we're backing off the outside backers. We're walking Milton and Dalton up, but then we back them off, and they're running right to where we were. Like, we had those gaps, like, plugged for the most part, and, like, make them – we need to overload whatever side we're going to when we walk them up like that, because then somebody's going to be unblocked. But then when we back them off, and then those – lanes kind of open up because it kind of creates a mess. Man.
All right. We have a 42-21 score, 115.
And we talked about this too, like when we were playing Rogers. Like, I mean, the Academy's going to fight every last possession, for sure. But like, just defensively, we've got to, I mean, going into these last two games of the season and even the rest of the series tonight, and certainly into the playoffs, like, defense is going to have to really bow up a little bit to a level that I know they can. Like we saw, and I'm sitting in the same place I was 2 weeks ago, when we saw them in that third quarter against Franklin stop them on 3rd and 1 and 4th and short, and that's Jaden Jackson, state first-team running back, multiple years, that we're stopping there. No offense to Academy's running back, but he's not him. And we've taken our foot off the gas a little bit on defense, and we need to try to get that back and get it back tonight. Don't wait for that next game. Like, try to get it back tonight.
Okay, we basically have to almost know they going with an onside here. I mean, fixing to go to the fourth quarter.
So 1:15 left in the third. Feels like an onside's coming here. Academy to kick from the left hash. And it is. And it's coming.
Wow.
And Milton, great job by Milton to come up and catch and just fall on it. We have a pretty sure-handed team there. We don't have to load 8 or 9 people up on front. Like,
And he attacked the ball.
yeah.
Free kick, which is not really 10 yards.
That's what you got to do on those kicks, and that's why when we stole the possession early on, when Tinoco kicks it and we recover, he runs interference almost. Their kicker can't run interference on that one because it's so far out in front of him. But here we go on offense again. Lane in as a blocking back again. It's going to be a give to Lucky. It's a reverse to Hill.
And look at McMurtry.
Great tackle by their number 11.
Yes.
in open space there.
Hold it. They got flags, I guess.
White on Javian White.
Looks like this is coming back. It's probably gonna almost turn back into a 1st and 10.
Did you see McMurphy downfield blocking though?
Yeah. And that's the thing, and I go back to, like, I do feel like the defense just has taken their foot off the gas a little bit. The offense doesn't. The offense is like always, I mean, they may not execute perfectly every time, and you're certainly not going to execute perfectly every time on defense, but just the tone of the defense versus just the mentality of, like, touchdown every play for the offense. Just want to see those two things kind of level out a little bit. It's going to be a give to Fryman around the right side. And he's going to put his shoulder down. He's going to pick up about 5 or 6 on the play.
Tackle made by Reed White and Jacob Chapman. Ball at the 46-yard line. I picked up 4 yards, 2nd down and 16.
So 2nd and 16. Troy on their own 46-yard line. Hill in motion. And it's going to be an option keeper. McMurtry keeps it. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play. And we're running that dive give option, like a little bit different with pre-snap motion away from where we're actually going to run the play. That's a lot like we're seeing it from an angle up here, but think if you're the defense and you see all this cross motion.
But it looks like we're going to go and let the third down.
Yeah, so we're going to let the third quarter close out. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll see y'all back here for the fourth.
Again, play in the fourth quarter.
Okay, here we go. 3rd and 12. Ball's at midfield, starting the fourth quarter here. And yeah, Kyle pointed something out there. You saw the defense huddled up on the field. Offense getting ready over there too. Like, just the coaching that is evident in game.
Oh,
in real
he's
time.
got room.
Great catch by Lucky too.
And then you
to
got to
catch that with his hands. I think he reached the ball out too. That should be a first down. It looks like they gave him enough. That was a great catch because he's reaching out because he's still drifting out to get wide. He reaches out, then he turns it up.
Oh, how's that not measured?
Ball at the 38-yard line.
Oh, nope, they're waving it on.
Yeah, I was going to say because it's at the 30. Well.
I think Academy's maybe calling for a measurement.
Okay, so. Yeah, that was good hands by Lucky catching that.
Yeah, and it's kind of been the epidemic on both sides of the ball for both quarterbacks tonight. Like, quarterbacks have been throwing some beautiful balls except for overthrows. Like, most of the throws have just been overthrows. Academy's done it in a couple busted coverages before. So the chain gang is out here to measure here, and it does look like it's short by inches.
Okay.
So what do you think?
That's
you think,
what I was
going to
ask
go
you.
for it?
What is your logical decision?
So you're not under
So that'll
center,
bring up a
which eventually does, and you're never going to go under center. You're not. You're never going to at this point in the year go under center. I don't think you do a direct snap. I think you do, especially given that now we have so many of those wrinkles for. Looks like we're spreading them out empty back to do a keeper. Because you have to stay honest with us out here.
Yes.
And then I trust our line to be able to get a push here. And look at him. He's even a little deeper than I think he normally would be. He's going to go get a run.
Oh, got him.
We got a really good spot off that. I don't.
Did he put his hand down?
I don't know.
Before he went down?
Yeah.
See, I think when he went down, he sort of put his.
He might have, but it was a great play in penetration.
Yeah, it was.
That play call is tricky. Like, it's hard to go wide on a play like that because all it takes is somebody having the edge, and then you're in trouble.
They're bringing pressure, and they were
here.
offsides.
And this is somewhat of a free play here. It looks like we'll come up short of 5 yards, so we'll end up taking the offsides penalty here.
Tackle made by Jacob Chapman.
I mean, Academy is having to gamble now, though, so they're
probably
probably trying to do something to see if they can get in the backfield and jar ball loose or whatever. But we're content with that. Take the penalty, still have first down. And I bet you see us run the clock a lot now, too.
Well, I bet you see us run a lot now. I bet you see Lucky push 250 or whatever he needs to get there. First and 5.
And then we throw it.
Looked like there was movement there.
Oh,
it actually goes over the defender at that point. But he was kind of shadow guarding Cohen,
was.
So that was hard to see. What did you say about eating clock there?
Yeah.
That'll bring up a second and 10.
So second and 5.
Second and 5, excuse me.
But here's what I'm totally okay with. I'm okay sharpening our tools, like in our receiving core, like in live action. Like, I'm okay doing that.
So we had Tucker came in to give
So you
Cohen
have Tucker out wide left here. Lane in motion. It's going to be a give to Lucky. And he's going to fight out of it. And that's enough for a first down.
Normally the first guy's not going to bring Lucky down.
He carried the ball, and he had first down for the Trojans. Put the ball at the 24-yard line.
Okay, here we go. Trojans, first and 10 from the Academy 24-yard line. It's another give to Lucky, and he's gonna read his blocks there. And look at Lane gets a push. Williams gets a push. Tuck is always down there like pushing.
Tackle made by Reed.
Donahoe was out there too. Dees has his hands on his hips. Like, they're working. This offensive line is worked tonight. Because this Academy defense has players on it. And we've thrown up 42 points, and we're about to put up another score. And Lucky all the way inside the 5 there. And I was watching it there. The entire offensive line has a sustained block, like 2 to 3 yards down the field.
6-yard line. First down, goal to go after the 11-yard pickup. Josh Mann on the tackle.
Oh, it's kind of a snap without anybody. A lot of the line didn't even move. I don't know if it was a tad early of a snap or whatever, but McMurtry just cut it out quick there when he wants to be, and this is what I feel like has sort of been his evolution of running here. When he decides to run, he goes for it. Kick is up and good again. So score Troy 49, Academy 21, and we're going to go to commercial.
All right, here we are back for the Troy kickoff. All right, you got it, Brett?
Yep. Okay, here we go. Troy set to kick off from the right hash. Feel like this might go deep. Nope. Covered up by 15 there. Yeah, we're not holding back any punches here, which
Free kick for Academy. And the Bees take over first down.
I appreciate.
So they got good field position now.
And what that does there, and what I like about it too, is like, okay, D, they're getting ball at midfield.
Challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge. And I bet that was part of what they set out there too. Because this is Academy, you know, this is a game that we've had circled all year. Like, these players, like, they want to beat this team.
A nice touch.
That 15 for them, he's always in the right place.
Yes. But nice touch by the
And that was a
quarterback.
nice little touch pass there too. Milton kind of was in that in-between where does he go for the scrambling quarterback or does he stay in the flat with the receiver, and kind of a tough position to be in. This is going to be a give right up the middle, and Jezik comes up and they're going to push him back. Bogosh there too to finish him off.
Brian Grissom. There's the ball. Tackle made by Grayson Bogosh. Boy. 36-yard line. Second and 6.
Second and 6. Pass out in the flat. Porter comes up to knock him out of bounds, but not until the first down. Looks like he's going to pick it up just by a yard or two.
Tighter! Too much!
Cameron Barker from the end of that completion pass to pick up the 9. First down and 10.
Valdez in coverage there, kind of on a deep flag route. It's going to be inside the 5-yard line here.
Nathan Valdez defending for Troy. First down, goal to go from the.
Oh, he's in.
It's going to be a give up the middle, and Academy's going to score again. So I will say this, I mean, defense does have a lot to work on. This is putting a lot of stuff on tape because I talked about it early, but Academy doesn't really have an identity. They've done a lot of different things tonight that have exposed different pieces just of the defense, at least for tonight. It's put a lot of stuff on film that the defense is going to be able to look at and work on. Calhoun almost gets in there for the block there.
Is successful, and that makes the score 28 for Academy, 49 for Troy.
So here we go, 8:13 left in the fourth. You want to see us to continue to look sharp on offense, to put up points, to be honest, to put them away. Like in a game like this, Texas high school football, like you need one more score to
Yes.
put this away. So I fully expect us to see the starters out there. McMurtry's going to be out there for sure. Because Academy's going to keep coming at it. To their credit, even after they gave up 28 unanswered points, like they've come back and outscored us 14-7 here over the last 3 possessions. Not a lot of defense on both sides, and
Right.
sometimes the game lends itself for that. Not to give our defense an out in any way, but sometimes the game is just offenses are just kind of better that night.
Sort of like the Troy Rogers
The
game.
Troy Rogers game was a prime example of
Wow.
that. Great hands by Summer coming up to get that ball, too, in the air, to go
Yes.
up and get that in the air and then to fall down. So we have some new personnel in here. Let's get them all out. We got Hunter Fryman coming out at quarterback. Lucky's going to stay in the backfield here. You have Gooch and McKissick in at receiver. And it's going to be a give to Lucky. And he's going to be brought down at the line for no gain on the play.
Yeah, we're going to run clock right here.
We're going to run clock, but we're also going to give Fryman some live reps. Like, Kyle, I'll let you kind of talk for a minute. So what can you tell me about Fryman? I haven't seen JV play this year. I didn't get to see him play last year, but you tell me he's got all the tools.
Yes, he's got a good arm. Of course, like McMurtry, he's a pitcher on the baseball team as well. So that sort of tells you, hey, he can throw it. And we saw him out here in pregame.
Yeah. And I will say this, too.
Look at
great run by Lucky, who's compiling maybe a all-time best tonight. So 43-yard run on the play there. Let's see if we get it down here, if we actually.
But once again, great job of blocking by the line.
Great job blocking there, but also that part of that's Lucky's vision too. But it's also, I was watching it there. Fryman's got like just such a confident stance out there and like such a smooth handoff. I mean, I know it's just handing off, but there's a right way to do that too. This one's going to be a keeper by Fryman, and he's going to pull it up and actually spin forward for a gain of 5 on the play.
Actually, he ended up getting about 7.
Actually, a little bit more than that. He got picked up about 7. I think he kind of got spun forward and around, so great pickup there.
White and Peyton Wilson combined on the stop. 7-yard pickup, making it 2nd down and 3.
255 for Lucky.
255 total for Lucky's rushing yards right now. Let's see if he punches another one in.
Oh,
Send
wow.
him in motion. And his swim move there. But the line set up a wall.
Yes,
The line had a wall set up there. Great job by by Fryman and Lucky to lead him down there. The line's in on it too. The receiving core there is making blocks out in open space. We didn't need too much clock because we kind of dominated just the power running game there. Kick is up and good again. But you know who may be the happiest player right now? McMurtry. He gets to sit back and just chill for the rest of the game. And he had some great touch passes tonight, especially the one there to Cohen that for that one touchdown in the second quarter. We talk about like what the offense has done, what the defense has done. It has still been an all-around great game. We're doubled up on them. Play in the fourth. So here we go. Tinoco set to kick off. It's going to be fair caught. Oh, and bobbled a little bit, but down at the 26-yard line.
Fair catch by Colton Fryer at the 26-yard line. First down and 10 for Academy.
Another thing too, Brett, I'm just thinking we might have scored that quick because we want the defense to get out and see some more of this type of offense.
Let's see, we got Huggins in at nose tackle here. Calhoun out. Him and Lopez Rodriguez kind of playing outside. Look at Lopez Rodriguez bouncing around out there. Finds a gap. Do we get a push here? A little bit. We lay off.
Underthrown.
And another interception by Valdez. What I loved about Valdez there is he was in perfect coverage. And he's got speed. He throttled it down in such a way that, I think he gave up to the receiver that I'm still going fast, but he throttled down and just caught it on a curve and and I think there was there a penalty at the end? I can't tell if they called it there, but anyway, and returns it to plus territory here, so it's gonna let
good job by the defense.
Great job by the defense. Okay. So Fryman gives to, bear with me folks, great job. Is that Tinoco in there running?
I believe so.
I see the pink towel, so.
Yes.
Tackle made by Colton Schreier.
That sure looks like a first down.
That was. Nice little game, too. And I can tell you this, most of Academy starters are still in there. And I know they're tired because we put up over 300 yards rushing on them tonight. It's another give to Tinoco, and look at him running, man. I love it. He runs a little more upright than Lucky does, but he's fearless when he attacks the hole there.
Yes.
And like I said, this is most of the Academy starters out there, too.
Yes.
That's a 34 now, a 5-yard pickup.
Looks like we are going to eat a lot of clock here, so we're going to probably bleed this down to under 10 seconds every time. Oh, get this one off a little fast, and it's a keeper by Fryman.
Oh.
And he gets tripped up, almost by mistake there. I loved how he had Tinoco out in front. He's kind of pushing him out.
Hunter Fryman on the quarterback keeper. There's a first down. Catches the ball to the 22-yard line. A 12-yard pickup in the play. And a first down.
We're at 600 yards of offense.
That's a dandy.
Look at him.
Oh, look at that keeper. Fryman led him till the last second. He read there was actually an end and a backer behind him both reading. They both got sucked in because of how late he pulled it out. And he's got a little bit of kick to his burst.
That's what I've been telling you. I've been watching him since junior high, and so it might be the first view a lot of y'all are getting to see of him, but he's smooth with the ball.
Tinoco carries it for about 1 or 2 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Ball at the 5-yard line after the 1-yard gain. That'll make it 2nd down, goal to go from the 5.
Okay, Brett. One thing, like I said, there were 4 teams coming in tied at 1-1. I'll finish it after this play.
It's a give to Tinoco around the edge. He's going to get caught and taken down at the 5.
But Academy was one of the teams tied with us, as well as Cameron. We already have the tiebreaker over Cameron. Now we'll have a tiebreaker over Academy. So that's huge when it comes down to that last game of the season. Do you have any other scores yet?
No, I was just looking back. It looks like if we do punch this in, it would be our 2nd highest. Actually, we're already going to be at our 2nd highest point total of the season with 56. We had 55 against Rogers. We had 68 against Thrall. So, we got some scores here. Wow. Hitchcock Columbus 30-30 going to overtime.
Wow. Number 1 and 2 in the state.
Yes, that's maybe the game of the week. I'm going to be looking for highlights on that game later.
Okay, we're going to have Tinoco try a field goal.
Kick is up and
Yeah.
good. His kicks have looked really good tonight, except for that first field goal. Outside of that first field goal that he tried. Oh wait, no, it was one of the extra points.
Yeah, it was
that
extra
just kind of snuck over. But yeah, all his other kicks have looked really good tonight. He had an onside kick. He probably had more carries than he expected to get coming into tonight.
Actually, he's got 5 carries right now for. He's got 6 carries for 32 yards. All right, we're under 2 minutes now. Got this game in control. Like I say, this does good for positioning for the playoffs. I was wondering if we were going to get any more district scores there. Brandon just sent some in. Brett's responding to him right quick.
So Kyle, I'll let you kind of go through the standings afterwards, but the other 2 district games have gone final. Franklin beat McGregor at home 66-10, and Cameron goes to Rockdale and wins 28-10.
Okay, so that'll have Franklin at 3-0. Us and Cameron at 2-1.
Pregame for Academy.
McGregor and Academy 1 and 2 in Rockville winless. So, when we go down there next Friday, they're going to be wanting to get a win in district.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to go down there, be ready, but we've set ourselves up pretty good right now.
We have. Because we're talking about that Columbus-Hitchcock game because it does matter in terms of like playoff seedings and that sort of thing. And oh, great job by the defense there.
See, we got backups
I think
in. That's 70. No, is that Williams?
No, it's Huggins.
Manning
Huggins,
Martinez
yeah.
carries
Yep,
I was
Huggins.
gonna say,
Academy for
75.
he met him in the hole.
He did. He did.
Lost 1.
And an Academy is bleeding the clock at this point. So this looks to be the final possession here. Love to get a stop, maybe kneel it once in victory formation would be great. And look at that. Great job. I think that's number 88, Mullen on the tackle. And then somebody else shot in there.
That's a loss. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's a 33-yard line.
Yeah, they'll probably run it one more time and then just let the clock run out. So that's going to run the season record to 7-1.
It's going to be a give up the middle. And a great job by Jezik coming up and laying the wood there. It's a pickup of 6 or 7 on the play, but that looks to be the last
Manning Martinez
play of the game. And we have a final on that Hitchcock-Columbus score. Hitchcock 37, Columbus 36. Final in overtime. That's about as good as it gets, folks.
1. Wow. I know there were probably a lot of eyeballs around the state watching that
And
one.
the final score, 59 for Troy, 28 for Academy. On behalf of the entire Press Box crew, this is the voice of Trojan Football, Jeff Thigpen reminding you, spend time with your kids. It's the best investment you'll ever make.
So anyway, we'll hang around for the school songs. And hey, just a quick shout out. Tomorrow is a fall festival at the Troy United Methodist Church. So, hey, if y'all can get out there and see what all they have.
That and band, if you want to go support them.
Yes. 12:45 prelim time.
Yep.
Then
to go to state up at Robinson. Yep.
I think they said there's 28 bands competing. The top 10 go to finals. We had something already planned in the morning I did not know about, but we will be up there for their finals performance. But anyway, Trojans come away with a 59-28 victory.
Yep.
And that's after they were up 14-7.
Yeah.
But the offense pretty much clicked all night long. And like I say, we got a lot of the starters out there fourth quarter to make sure, you don't want to have an injury this time of the year.
Yeah.
So we've already been playing without a couple. And I just want to, it has to be hard this year. We don't want to forget him. You hadn't heard his name called this year, but Marshall Hall. He had an injury where he wasn't going to be able to play this year, so he's a senior. It's hard.
He's down there on the sideline. He's supporting.
Cheering him on.
Yep.
But anyway, just want to get that plug in for Marshall Hall real quick. But anyway, Trojans are taking a knee just almost at midfield. But we will be making the trip down to Rockdale next Friday. We'll have Trojanet Volleyball Tuesday night as they close out their regular season, hosting McGregor. It'll be parents' night, senior night, whatever. They clinched the second place spot tonight with a victory over Whitney Lady Wildcats. So we'll be getting ready to get their playoff trip going. Maybe we'll know something here in the next few days who it might be that we're going to play. But look for Monday I'm probably going to have an announcement for something that's going to take place before the Rockdale game. So we appreciate all of y'all for joining. As soon as the school song's over with, we're just going to shut it off. Here it is.